You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Here's Eichel. Out in front. They score. Pavel Dorofeev, the goal. Ending his long drought off a beautiful feed from Eichel. His goals in 4 of the 6 games since he came back, 2 in this series. Down low, they score! And it's Jordan Staal again! Svechnikov again. Back to Gostisbehere. Sisson's pressure. Svechnikov scores! Andrei Svechnikov! A power play goal! And a 2-1 Carolina lead. Passed on the forecheck, won the puck. Missed Svechnikov. Walker down low, and they score! To right field. Valdez turns and watches it fly. Ohtani's second home run in as many games breaks the ice in this series finale. 1-0 LA. First pitch swinging and first pitch destruction to a place where baseballs simply do not go. Seiya hammers it deep left, way back, bye-bye. Biggest swing of the year for Seiya Suzuki. 10th homer of the year, grand slam, that's huge. 4-1 Cubs.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mayo Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB? How are we doing? I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh,
that's the $1 million question.
Nah, you know what? I'm not gonna complain, man. Like I gamification.
What time did you roll in last night?
I opened the garage at 1:02.
Oh, good Lord.
1:02.
That's rough.
Yeah.
It's a little rough on the way back from the good old IC.
Rearranged the kitchen, I guess you'd call it, this morning. I have a little bit of a leak under the sink, so it is empty.
Yeah.
Everything's stacked on the counter. Yeah, just one of those days. Oh yeah. We're getting a lot in before I even say hello, because there's not a soul up in my house.
How was the great state of Iowa yesterday?
Yeah, other than people can't drive, it's fine.
There's that reputation for Iowa for a reason.
And listen, it's not all Iowegian plates. So, a matter of fact, I had an 8-county Nebraska yesterday that apparently thought it was pretty chill to go 66 in the left lane. So, I don't know. I guess technically you can, but that doesn't make it a good idea.
What do you mean?
That's sort of the theme of the week, just across everything now. Just because you can doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Yeah, got that right. And
that's shout out to Hall County. That's Grand Island out there.
Oh yeah, I was well aware. I didn't want to. I mean,
you said you go County 8. You know, you got.
I did not want. I used to be really, really good at that county game. I did not want Austin all pissy because
that's way too far east for Austin.
He already got checked by Rico, and I'm like, it's Friday. I don't need them exchanging non-pleasantries over the rumor mill. So I was like, let's just keep this thing back peaceful. Although Rico got out of the car, he looked like a little hip hop kid. His hat was barely on. It was tilted to the left. He had these big gazelle shades on, just bebopping with his bag. He looked like he was going to the studio, but to make music.
You gonna lay down some beats?
Look, there he goes. That's how he was rolling, like intentionally. That's why I say he looks like he's 12.
No, for sure. He definitely has.
Did they ask you for ID at Warhorse yesterday?
They actually did.
Yeah. Well, technically,
they literally asked for IDs. What are you talking about?
Well, you look 60. With the ID,
he's asking a different to get in. Like, are you 21?
I'm asking you for ID, dude. That beard is thick.
Young at heart. No, I'm not. I'm a curmudgeon at heart.
Got that right. Nah, it was cool, man. You know what time we got done?
Yeah, you texted us. It was like 9:30.
I was pulling out. Wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, that's tough.
And that was leaving Arby's.
We had Arby's yesterday too.
Shout out to
he-
Arby's. No, we didn't.
He wanted Arby's. He
No,
had,
2 days ago. 2 days
Yeah.
ago.
he wanted Arby's,
Dude.
and then ordered very minimal.
Arby's goes hard, man. I don't care what anybody says.
And he goes, well, we have the cooler because we had some stuff in there, and I think it's because Coach Parker said, hey,
Mhm.
don't be going too north of 200. Stay right where you're at.
Hey, you don't tell me what to do.
Nah, shoot, man, you can't just walk around being a musclehead all the goddamn time. Like,
I did for years. I thought it was great.
yeah, but you still got to be able to function. It's funny though. It was good. It was really good. There were some fellas there that could flat out listen, you're not getting a pass rush.
Mhm.
They could spin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean all shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All like it's not like if I would see some of these. Now some guys really looked the part, but I'm like, how? Oh, that's interesting.
You're like, that guy looks like Austin. That
Oh,
guy looks like
didn't-
Rico.
Didn't see that coming.
What's happening here?
Yeah, the 1v1s was elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 25 years after Brad Banks, they finally decided to recruit another quarterback.
It was like it's not just theirs.
Oh,
Like
okay.
they could have been from anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the camp was sold out.
Yeah.
So it's not like just.
I was mostly just making an Iowa joke.
Yeah, they had a lot of staff. And South Dakota was represented. I saw Western Illinois, Upper Iowa was there, Northern Iowa was there, which I thought was interesting.
I mean, you're probably playing in different ends of the pool for the most part.
Yeah, but I mean, they have played against them in the past.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's not that big of a deal. That's the first Big Ten game I ever did.
Iowa, Northern
2012. Iowa, Northern Iowa in Iowa City.
I used to like that all the Iowa schools would play each other.
Yeah.
Like Iowa State, Iowa, Northern
Mhm.
Iowa would all play each other every year. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
It was interesting listening to somehow because they hired Mike Grant
Mhm.
and Jay Norvell, who I have
Yeah.
relationships with and already have relationships with obviously a lot of the other staff. So I went into more on the field mode
Mm.
than parenting, which I probably should have been a parent, but I didn't call me over. Somebody else called me over. So, but before I went on the field, do you know what all the conversation was about?
What's that?
Just shoot me something.
Sorsby.
Correct. I found that a little surprising.
I think it's dominating the sport way more than people realize. I think it's all people are talking
I
about.
found
right now.
that Iowa's skill that wasn't a skills camp. Iowa's camp that
Mhm.
was sold out.
Yeah.
The buzz in the stands was Sorsby.
I think so. There's a lot of
That's not what I would have guessed.
there's a lot of people because I've spent a lot of time looking at this, thinking about this, like researching this to figure out like what are the possible outcomes between now and the season, right?
Yeah, I listened to anything you want to know about the sports world.
A lot of sports talk radio on the way yesterday.
I know. I know. On the way home, put the cruise on 77
Mhm.
because I wanted to watch hockey, and I knew that my phone light was going to be lit in the dark,
Mhm.
and I can't see anything. So I played it super safe and watched and listened to a ton of sports. I heard a magnificent call on the way down. I will not ask Austin or Suave to find it because it was double-digit minutes.
Mm.
And Feinbaum, who I don't even like, had a former appellate Texas judge call in.
Yeah.
Old fella.
Yeah.
Who was extremely well versed in the legalities, not
Not the morality.
the legality of it. And Feinbaum actually ended up interviewing him.
Yeah.
And it was fascinating how when because you know what this boils down to. It's just, well, this is what the law allows.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day.
For sure.
And he talked about, so there were some follow-up questions about best guess and time frames. And he said best case scenario, you have 30 days for a special expedition hearing, evidentiary, whatever. There's 30 days, and then you can counter with another 30 days. He said it's extremely rare. He said you're guessing 6 months minimum before anything is heard. It was fascinating. But then to sit there and listen to 22 minutes of the brain trust at Lubbock was
good Lord.
I'm telling you.
That was so much nonsense word salad that I can't even.
So at some point, right? Like you
just have to stop talking.
Right. Somebody would say, even if I'm your boy.
Even if I'm for you.
Right. I'm your boy. And I would be like,
STFU, man.
I'm just like, hey, man.
Gotta stop.
I'm just telling you how this landed.
You're not helping yourself the way you think you are.
That was incredible.
Every time they speak, they make it worse. Every time. And they can't stop
You wanted
talking.
that 22-minute audio clip? Action Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jax. 22 minutes those guys sat down.
And
they released that thing intentionally.
Yeah. It wasn't leaked. It wasn't a like impromptu I'm on the spot interview.
Do you know what? So I think the fact that they're so indifferent about the ramifications of what they're doing.
I think it's going to bite them in the ass.
Well, it's clearly what everybody, because they're just, so it's two things. Number one, they're just defiant, but people have been defiant before. I think the problem is we're taking it personal, like they think we're stupid.
Because they seem like they think we're stupid.
I think that's the part we take the biggest umbrage with. It's
because there's only.
I think that even supersedes what they're trying to do. I think it's that they want us to. It's the whole pee on my shoes, but you're telling me it's raining thing.
Just be like, no, we care so much about. It's like, stop it, man. And also stop acting like whether it's McGuire, which like.
Yeah, I had to do a 180 on him.
Like, I don't know. And listen, I
had to do a 180.
I don't know what kind of relationship him and Rule still have, but like, if he has any influence over that guy, still go and get your boy. Like,
yeah, I would like
go and get your boy.
Yeah, man. It's
like if the roles were like you and me, and like
it's a tough look.
I'd be like, hey, DB,
yeah,
I need you to chill.
I just gotta go eat it, right? Like,
yeah, or like I can't
stop
explain
it away. Yeah,
like you know what I mean, like. And
believe me, I've been there. Like,
you know what you're doing.
You just got to eat it.
Yeah, like you know what you're doing. Stop talking. Because every time you speak, again, you're right. They seem to think that we're dumb enough that if they keep throwing word salad at us, they'll be like, "Oh, you're right." Like at what point is somebody changing their mind about this?
My man said when you're the president. My man said unjust. I had to drag it back. I was like, okay, let me listen to this. Unfair and unjust? Huh?
That's not how consequences to your actions work.
That was maybe my favorite was, hey, we understand that there are consequences.
Do you?
Just not over here.
Do you understand that there's consequences?
And that's one of my favorite things when I won distinction yesterday, when you're like, and I was like, well, do you?
Yeah.
Right? Like the way you're talking to me doesn't make it seem like you do. So I just want to know that we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't. That's a pet peeve. That's where, and I got the. I think I know I got this from Rizak. Right? We would get into these long philosophical culture things, and I remember just one time out of the clear blue, real point blank, he's like, you have to understand the difference between but and.
Yeah.
So this was like right around and I just remember now I always am like, hey, you do know there's a difference. It's not even my original thought. It was used against me on a dry erase board.
And you're like, I'm gonna take that.
I'm like, and so in typical DB fashion, I spent like, I don't know, 50 examples of trying to use a but that disproved his theory.
Yeah.
I was like, I would just pretend this. I would say, and such and such and such and such, and then but I was like, damn it.
You slide it in there.
I was like, such and such, and then and such and such, and I said, but I was like, damn it, they're right. I tried like 30 different things. Hey, I understand what you're saying, but, or yeah, I know I went to the store and got such and such, but every time I was like, that's how it felt yesterday.
Yeah, there were a lot of butts in there.
I could,
a lot of butts in there.
and it immediately makes what you said prior
invalid.
Like,
yeah, you basically are just saying, I'm going to say all of this to try and confuse you or appease you.
but
this is what I really mean and how I really feel.
I couldn't believe it.
It was, and I'll be honest, the thing with McGuire, because he talked separately, and I don't know if it was from the day before.
It was the day
or
before.
From yesterday.
Yeah, his day before.
And he's like, well, it's not like he killed anybody. It's like, do you not think we know the difference, dummy? Like, do you think we're so stupid? And I'm going to be honest with you, and this might be a hot take. I don't think it is. When it comes to like the morality of sports, gambling on your own team is worse than murder. In the morality of sports, I get in like real life. It's not.
I think that's a hot take, but
you know what I mean, though.
Yes,
because.
But I don't know if I could let you off the hook with that one.
Here's what I mean, right? Obviously, murder is worse in like real, actual life.
Yeah, and in like, I'm just saying, like, if I'm mad that Coach Solich isn't playing me, and I'm thinking about offing him, like that's
very bad.
That's very bad. That's very significantly worse than gambling.
In terms of what it means for sports, though, right? We've seen players, unfortunately, kill people, and it has no impact on the integrity of the sport whatsoever. It just doesn't.
All right.
You do not get to gamble on the sport because then you are literally tearing at the actual fabric of the game itself.
Okay. You're talking about
what the
overall,
impact
the
on
integrity
the sport,
of the game. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
In that sense, that's why I said like in the sports morality of the world, not in the actual morality.
I like distinctions.
I want to make that very clear.
Neutron will cut that out and he'll post that and he'll have you just getting lambasted.
Well,
so betting on sports worse than murder.
See,
worse than more.
Sound off in the comments.
Could be that old school little kid look again, Suave. That big old hat is black. He can't be bopping out of the truck. I was like,
was he doing the one shoulder backpack thing?
Yeah.
I was in a rush. I had to get up here and bring the camera back up.
High tops with the push down socks. I'm like, he's a child. That's my
like the
Nick.
I got the PF Flyers on.
Dude,
I'm going to the College World Series.
I
go watch the baseball.
I had all his little gear.
My guy's Benny the Jet Rodriguez. He's wearing the
hell yeah,
dude. That was
Benjamin Franklin Rodriguez, baby.
Almost, except he's not really going with the Kango look. But how about Austin just firing off stuff like? No, that's a little too. No.
He looked like he was walking into an NFL game.
Set me for the weekend, Headley. I am not leaving my house.
Like I
want to cancel my barber appointment, but
oh really? That's bad then.
I just don't have it.
It's tough out here.
I don't have it.
Yeah.
And he's right on the corner. He's got that sweet shop on 24th and Hurrdat. I don't want to go anywhere near the place.
Yeah.
Just for I need to chill.
Just need a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to chill.
I understand what that sounds like when I say murder is not as bad as gambling on sports, but I mean very specifically for the implications of the sport itself, right? Like we've seen guys actively playing that have killed people.
Although Henry Ruggs famously yesterday was denied parole.
Yeah, but again, nobody questions whether the NFL is on the up and up because of Henry Ruggs.
Correct.
Or because of Aaron Hernandez.
I understand.
Or because of whatever Ray Lewis may or may not have done. Or you know what I mean? Like or Ray Caruth. Like there's examples of this all over the place.
TK, I'm definitely going on a meat bender.
Like
no question.
Javaris Crittenden, pick a guy. Like there's so many of these dudes that unfortunately have committed murder, which is way worse on an actual level. I understand that. But it doesn't call into question the integrity of the sport at all. That was the worst part about it yesterday for me of that 22-minute pile of garbage was, don't question our integrity. Like to have the audacity to be like, how dare you question our integrity?
Yeah.
That was the one where I was like, somebody might need to choke you.
And it was funny too on the release because I was probably listening to Fine. I was in the car with Breeze, so probably 2:30-ish, and he was making light that the president was probably under his desk hiding, afraid of Campbell. And a couple hours later, like, here we are.
I think you could actually see Campbell's arm up his ass doing the puppet motion here with the president of the university doing one of these.
How about the attorney general?
Oh, the attorney general is making things up.
Well,
because there's no precedent for what we're talking about.
I do think, though, from a legality standpoint, when you try to supersede a court order, which is basically what he was telling the Big 12 about decision making going forward, his track record is one in which
his track record also is one in which he's taking a lot of money from Cody Campbell. So, like, if we're being honest, like, those contributions are public. So here's the other thing about that, though. And I talked to TK for about an hour last night on the phone.
Oh, bless your heart.
Because I wanted some clarification.
How was the cadence?
It was great.
It was very smooth.
It was good. It was good.
We should send TK a link.
We talked about
no, because they want to slide in some O-line.
We talked about this for, like, I wanted to know the ins and outs of the legalities because I put out
How'd that conversation go? Were you like,
it was good.
You're like, Thomas, I'm gonna need you to talk to me.
Yeah.
Do you have a moment?
Well, no. So I tweeted something. He replied, and then he's like, "Hey, I have a minute to talk if you want some details on this." So I called him.
Yeah.
But
that was nice. That was nice of his wife to.
It was very nice. I'm guessing she was in bed already. It was at like 9:00. So.
What makes her an early sleeper?
She's her line of work. I think they have early appointments. I would guess.
Wow.
Also, she's less of a degenerate than TK, so I assume she has some sort of a normal schedule.
I have early appointments and I don't sleep.
You don't have early appointments. You just work early.
By the way, I did get to a second dream in 2 weeks, which is apparently when you take the Sermorelin correctly,
when you actually get to the REM, Anyway,
I don't need any help with that.
Here's the thing:
it was 48 minutes.
Paxton has taken money from Cody Campbell, so that's a part of what happened yesterday, right? Second, there is no precedent for what we're talking about here in terms of a court order that is, by the way, the court order is very specific. It deals with the NCAA and their ability to keep Brendan Sorsby from playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it covers. It is not a blanket to say nobody can do anything bad to Texas Tech ever. That's not a real thing, right? This is a specific appeal to a specific ruling from the NCAA.
Mm-hmm.
So the Big 12 is its own entity. Even though it does business with the NCAA, it is its own entity and has not been ruled on by any court at this point regarding Brendan Sorsby. So there may be validity to what Paxton said, but he's also like puffing his chest out because he doesn't know either. Like there's really ambiguity there on whether or not a court would hold up lawsuits against the Big 12 or any other institution.
Even the appellate judge said outside of the legal formalities in which how we got to up until yesterday, today, he said even his opinion on what he thinks could happen once it goes back to the 6th or the 9th, whatever circuit, he said he didn't have a good feel on.
Yeah, there's not a lot of precedent for this. So for like Paxton came out real strong, but a lot of that was bluster. Not to say that it's impossible that they would lose legal battles over this if you're the Big 12, but it's far from.
And it's extremely connected, Jack.
It is
that attorney general, the political position.
Oh yeah.
The race, like it is,
and the universities,
it's extremely connected,
incredibly connected.
I'm not you know what, guys? Another hot take. Not like murder, not as great as gambling.
Only in that one specific sense.
I'm kind of lukewarm on MLK.
Like the person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're trying to cram him down my throat. I think it's because it's a black thing, but it's fine.
Oh, it's because of the dream situation.
Yeah, it was a really stupid one too, but they're never
MLK's or yours?
No, his dream was fine.
Oh, okay.
Who am I?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, mine is pretty ridiculous. I was like, how'd I get there already? It's 48 minutes. They're never good. I'm pretty pissed about that. Can you practice dreaming?
I don't think so.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, you could like control them a little bit. Some
Yeah.
people experience lucid dreaming where it feels like they have some level of control within the dream.
Famously, that album was, I think, a Juice World.
I have night terrors.
You are a terror, Neutron.
Thank you.
And by the way,
How do your night
No, you're
terrors
exactly right.
manifest themselves, Austin?
So it's the same dream over and over again, and it only happens like once every couple of months. But I have a dream that I'm like alone in like a big wide open plain, and there's a snake and me, and the snake's like coiled up, like coming to whatever attack me, and it's just me mano a mano with him. And I always wake up the same way with the snake jumping at me and biting my hand, and then I wake up and I'm like swiping it away.
You don't
It's
like
very fun.
sleepwalk and scream or anything though?
No, I used to sleepwalk, but yeah, I do like scream and shout in my sleep. It was very terrifying for Dr. Fiance.
twist and shout.
Twist and shout.
Come on, baby, now.
Come on, baby.
So, famously,
I feel like sleep singing would be even scarier.
yeah, I
To
mean,
wake up to somebody just standing over your bed. Twist and shout.
Shane liked that one.
Shane is pretty stupid. I did turn off a movie though, just day before yesterday.
Really?
Redux, Redux, Redux,
R-E-D-U-X.
REDOUX.
Okay.
And it was. Let's fast forward. I'm gonna tell you what it was about, but let's just fast forward whatever the connection you're trying to make. But she famously had the same reoccurring dream, killing the guy over and over again that killed her daughter. And she was bordering between sanity and not over continually killing this guy until she did it enough times where she saved her daughter. But I didn't make it that far. I got like 45 minutes in again, and I was like, how many different ways can she kill this dude?
So she wasn't really dreaming. Apparently, she was traveling through parallel universes.
Yeah.
So
Same difference.
I'm surprised that you turned off a movie about somebody killing somebody different
I'm
ways.
surprised it took you this long to reference that I was watching that kind of movie.
I wasn't even.
I didn't
gonna
know what the movie was about.
bring that up. Although some people do believe that dreaming is sort of like moving between dimensions and realities.
I'm not that weird.
Could you figure out who the bad guys were?
Wait, was she the bad guy?
So
The daughter was
there
the bad
was
guy.
probably that.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we don't have all the information.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
The guys in the white hoods, they were the bad guys.
Yeah. Did you like the plot summary?
Yeah, no, it's all right. It doesn't sound like something I would care about, but
It was a little shockingly repetitive, so it could not hold my attention.
you know what movie that it could have been repetitive but actually works?
What?
Edge of Tomorrow. Have you seen that movie?
Is that Pierce Brosnan?
No, that's Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
That movie
Smoker?
rocks.
That movie, it's a great movie.
It is a good movie.
I don't even like Tom Cruise, and it's a great movie.
This dude said that movie rocks. That was very.
What'd you want me to say? You want me to go explicit, DB?
Do it.
That movie rocks. The most neutron of neutron things.
Good movie.
Why
Love that
can't
movie.
I say white things on this show? What's wrong with that?
What happened?
You guys are always just like shaming my culture. Oh, Austin, he said a funny thing. That's not what we say in my house.
I love that is the epitome of the spin doctor. Every funny bit you say revolves around your culture. That's not an us problem.
TK.
What'd he say now? Shouldn't he be on his way to work? What'd he say?
I don't want to repeat it. It's funny though.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. It's a little aggressive this early in the morning.
TK, for the podcast listeners, said, that movie fucks.
I feel sorry for all the innocent people in the Wichita area. They see
You
old
think
TK.
Wichita is innocent?
They think old TK rolling in the courtroom. Like, yep, going to jail today.
I don't think there's a lot of innocent people in the Wichita area.
Honestly, Austin, this is your best bit. the episode rating explicit. Best bit.
Why would he say that though?
It's a good movie.
That's a thing?
Yeah, that's the thing people say.
Okay.
I don't know where it originated.
I was today years old.
I don't know why it comes up on my TikTok a lot where somebody will be like, "Oh yeah, that F's."
I have never heard that.
Really? I'm surprised. Well, I was surprised.
What generation? Hey, AJ, what generation are you?
Gen Z.
Yes, he's on the older end of Gen Z, I think.
Oh, so you guys are the ones that don't drink craft beer. Isn't it Gen Zers that aren't drinking craft beer?
Yeah, millennial.
Believe me, any and all beer is afraid of me when I enter a room.
That's accurate. I've seen that.
Austin is the snake. The beer is him.
But he's the seltzer guy too, right? Aren't
drink,
you guys? Why?
So to be fair, Austin will drink just about anything.
I am not afraid of alcohol.
True. Austin, is that true? Gen Zers allegedly don't drink as much.
Listen, I have drank anything from in one night: tequila, Hennessy, high noons. I'll have it all. It's great.
Guy.
Who had Hennessy?
He's a big Hennessy guy.
Where were you accessing Hennessy? Just at the local liquor store in Kearney?
Yeah, in Kearney, Bill Central, they had Hennessy, and I would buy a bottle so that way I could make KCT, which is Sprite, lime, and Hennessy. So yeah,
That fucks.
Was that for your meth parties at the trailer?
No,
Did you put it in the bathtub?
we never had meth parties at the trailer. Those were my neighbors, DB.
That was everybody else in the park.
Yeah, the whole bathtub thing it was
never a bathtub.
Well, what was it, AJ?
It was a giant cooler. Come on.
You never put Hennessy in the bathtub, DB. What are you doing? That's other alcohol.
Yeah, unless you win a championship, then you can be in the bathtub with Hennessy.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening.
That wasn't even her name. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to
DB made it funny.
I just reminiscing like Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
TK also a big Hennessy guy.
TK apparently has some range.
Good
But
for you.
with him, I think it's a socioeconomic thing. It's not a black-white thing. And we could often confuse the two.
Sure. Yeah, that happens.
He drinks because of all the innocence he puts away.
He drinks to forget their faces.
Yeah. That didn't make it back into the evidence lab. I feel a little guilty. Pour one out for the innocents.
Let me find the Hennessy.
Yeah, that was planted. Pour one out.
It's all right. He's guilty anyway. Just had to get the conviction.
Just getting out ahead of it.
It's like Minority Report. It's like they haven't committed the crime yet, but they will.
Sure, tax-paying dollars, hard at work. Cheers.
Yeah, not mine. I don't live in Kansas.
No, TK, I'm joking. I'm sure a very reputable prosecutor.
I'm sure he does a good job.
Let me see the circumstantial evidence. How can we not make this circumstantial? That's my job.
I need to find some biased prosecutors to get on Brendan Sorsby. Here. That's the wildest thing about this is nobody's brought this up, which is why I tweeted about it yesterday. Like he's not even debating or contesting that he broke the law.
Yeah, I know.
Like a lot of them.
I know.
Like every bet that he placed in Indiana was illegal because he was underage. Every single one. A lot of them at Cincinnati were. And then he got to Texas and is sending money out of the state to people making proxy bets on his behalf, which is a federal crime.
Mm-hmm.
And then back when he's in Indiana, there's two things that could have happened in order for him to get around the age requirement. A, he falsified his profile, which is fraud, or he had other people create profiles for him, which is fraud. Like this dude has committed multiple crimes. And I get that it may not reach to a dollar amount that federal prosecutors care about it, but we're just glossing over the fact that this man has committed multiple, including federal crimes, and no one's disputing that fact.
Yeah.
Like no one's disputing the fact that yes, he's committed a lot of crimes here. It's not just that he's a degenerate gambler. Like if I have this problem and I go over to Warhorse or go over to Iowa.
Did you eat at Warhorse yesterday?
I did. It was good. It's good food.
It
Or
was
at the
good.
ale,
It was
at
good.
the ale house.
It was good.
It was good.
What'd you have?
They gave us a nice
Back
little,
when I thought they liked me, I looked at the menu until I
There was
realized
a-
I was going to be in Iowa City.
there was a lot of different options here where they brought us a burger. They brought us
Rico, did you eat on my behalf? Was it delicious?
It was fantastic. I think you would have enjoyed the wings.
I'll take a $3 stipend for not being available. Put it in your
Okay.
gas-
And I ain't giving you a $3.
gas tank.
Hold on.
Filled my gas yesterday for $58.
I don't think I have any cash.
We put together some bets that Brendan Sorsby would have been proud of.
Wow. Any balls and strikes?
I'll say no. They were
Whether the Dodgers
No.
go a 5-run lead, like
We were
they did
looking
the
at-
night before.
We're looking at futures, I guess.
and that's too far out for Brendan.
Is that?
Sorsby.
Oh,
We need
he's got to
that
be.
now.
We could have done some next goal on World Cup odds.
Yeah, it's true.
Let me ask you something. I'm being dead serious.
Okay.
Because I think I've played with guys that were so fed up with stuff that it took a Herculean effort to put it aside.
Mhm.
Could Texas Tech's team be so put off that McGuire caves? Or do you think the players in that locker room are like, yep, that's my dog?
I do not think they're like, yep, that's my dog at all. I also
Would you be? This dude Todd just said he makes gin and juice by the pitcher. Who still drinks gin?
I'll drink a gin and tonic every once in a while. I don't mind a gin and tonic. You have to have the right ones though. Sometimes the ones that are like overly
Let me guess.
tiny.
You're a Bombay guy.
Well, if the sorry fits.
Wow. What used to be ours? Oh, Tangeray. That was Snoop. That he did that.
Yeah, I don't like Tangeray. Tangeray is a little too pine needly for me. Bombay Sapphire is a little smoother.
Tangeray is worth 43 stitches.
Care to elaborate or just
I fell through a window.
fell?
Yes,
Okay.
famously. The store no longer exists.
Okay.
Only 43?
I thought there was one where you jumped through a window at one point too.
8, 13, 22. Yeah. Oh, post a nickel downtown.
I got to go out on a limb and say that most people, when they drink Tangeray, they probably don't fall through a window, so they're probably still drinking it.
In my defense, I feel like I was aided by a that's funny and shove.
Yeah.
And I was laughing and I tried to break my fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a little help out the window.
Yeah. I wonder when that place when did the Post and Nickel close downtown?
I don't know. You brought up an interesting point though about Sorsby's teammates.
Yeah. Because I've seen it.
And he doesn't have the interesting part about this is he just got there. So he doesn't have the history with these guys.
I'm just imagining social media in the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We would have been we had to have
You were able to keep a lot of things in house.
no, there were closed door meetings like knock this BS off.
Yeah.
Like players.
Yeah.
Enough don't want to see you here. Don't do this. Like the players did that.
Yeah.
It was 45 minutes of you'll be held accountable or else.
Hey, get your stuff together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want because in the social media era, they have to get sick of seeing it at some point, and they can't outrun it.
And it's the only thing anybody's going to talk about with Texas Tech for the entirety.
You can't
season.
outrun it.
No.
Every time something, I wonder, man.
And nothing good. Here's the problem: is nothing good enough can happen to Texas Tech that becomes the story. Like there is no other thing that can happen at Texas Tech.
You sure?
For a football team? There's nothing if they go undefeated, the story is why is Brendan Sorsby playing? Not that they're undefeated.
I mean, from a teammate standpoint, though.
Well, no, but we're not talking about teammates. We're talking about.
But you still may have a point, though, because
what they're seeing everywhere else,
and they may not get their credit.
That's what I mean. Like you go undefeated.
Even the team that is benefiting from winning.
Let's say you go college football playoff. We're the number 1 seed. The college football playoff committee's like, hey, the NCAA says he has to be eligible because of the court order, so we have to put him in, right? Whatever. The entire story is going to be about Brendan Sorsby and how that was allowed to happen. And if I'm a teammate, I go, hey, we went undefeated. Why is that not the story? But I know why it's not the story. It's because of that guy, right? And there's a part. Tell me if I'm wrong. You've been on championship teams that had to go through quarterbacks, right? A bunch of those guys on that team probably don't look at Brendan Sorsby and go, that's the only reason we're undefeated.
Yeah, that would be hard.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be like, we could have done this with the backup. What do we care?
That
Our defense is sick. What do we care?
That's difficult. Shoot. When Nebraska wasn't winning, it was hard when it was all about the quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like
I would entertain that.
I do not think there's anything that can happen at Texas Tech until this is, unless Sorsby doesn't play one way or the other. Like McGuire benches him. You know, there is a couple legal routes that could keep him from playing still that haven't really been discussed. But that's one of the things I was talking to TK about yesterday. Was there's nothing that can happen that makes the story not about Brendan Sorsby for the rest of the year. If he's playing, he's the story. And I can't imagine guys are going to love that, even if they're winning.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fascinating that Captain, I had no idea where you were going with that. That's so clever and cute.
I didn't realize he was a big pro gambling on your own games guy. That's cool.
It just being a ding dong contrarian. It's kind of how he probably woke up out of the bed. That's all.
Good for you. Super edgy.
Hot take. Ooh, Justin Timberlake. No, actually, it's a news cycle, and I think it's very interesting if you strip what has already been a much maligned, they don't do anything ruling from the NCAA like that. Literally, all bets are off.
Yeah,
like there's nothing you can't do.
Yeah, that's why the antitrust exemption becomes incredibly important. That's why there is another
one good thing is at least put NIL to bit on the back burner for a while.
Yeah.
Or I hope everybody has their your submissions for players that your waivers, your forms filled out. Who's doing that? Is that like people in compliance?
The 5 for 5 thing?
Yeah.
I would imagine that's got to be a fun job for them.
Because you got to have your fall done if this thing goes through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fun.
It's got to be great. It's got to be a ton of fun for them.
Running back to your coach. Hey, are you going to want this guy?
Right. Like,
hey, what do we do with him?
Do we want him for a 5th, or is that one that we can kind of just let go?
I still don't think that happens either.
You don't think the 5 for 5 happens?
I could see an age restriction. I just don't know about.
Well, again, it can only happen within the context of the antitrust exemption. That's I think like that's the way it seems. So if the Protect College Sports Act gets passed, I think you're okay. But outside of that, I agree with you. Like the NCAA can't pass the 5 for 5 independently of the legislation. I agree with that. Because there's, again, nothing they do is holding up in court.
Yeah, zero teeth. AJ, I have a very important question for you since apparently you have a lot of range.
Yes, Queen.
Did what you served to the masses, did it change based on how much money you had or who your clientele was, or was the clientele always the same? Did you guys go through phases? Were you only like everybody only put in $2? Like, how'd you decide? Were there summer drinks versus winter drinks?
Oh, we're talking about the trailer.
Yeah, your trailer parties.
I was like, what?
Really?
I didn't know what that was.
I thought maybe you were talking about your wedding for a
Corey,
second.
do they still do 6-pack in a pound? Do they still do?
No, our usual bet was like you usually concocted what you had, you invited people over, and then we just would like do cups and we'd mark the cups and be like, hey, $1 or $2 a cup or something like that, and then people just gave it to us that way.
Were you a big Jungle Juice household?
Yes, but only on specific occasions, and people would know when we were doing it.
So Jungle Juice was like the primo event nights.
Yeah, we would do every Wednesday we would host a trailer hood pitch night, which was just cards and usually just people hanging out playing beer or like drinking beer and playing cards. But on the week of finals week, we would host like an all-out party, and that would be Jungle Juice nights and stuff. And so then usually at UNK, there's no finals on Friday, so most finals are done by Thursday. So people would come and party it up on Wednesday night.
Nice. Jungle Juice was big when I was coming up. I don't know how long. Like I don't know if Jungle Juice is like everybody. I think every generation sort of thinks they like invented Jungle Juice.
Or there's the new version.
Yeah,
right?
and it seems like it's existed for all of time.
Were we the Skittles or Starburst phase, or was that the next group?
I will say, if somebody tried to make their Jungle Juice in a bathtub, I was out. What are we doing?
Certainly the sink was an option.
Sink is an option, but like
Sink's not big enough.
Nobody's ass should be in the sink. You know what I mean?
Sink's not big enough.
You clearly have never been poor enough.
Oh yeah, peeing in sinks. That's.
I was a big like so a lot of times they do the Gatorade buckets. That was pretty common with the Jungle Juice. Or every once in a while somebody would go to like Tractor Supply and buy one of those like metal feed tanks, and that would be our Jungle Juice tank.
What were the things that you could take back to the liquor store? The silver bowls, not the kegs, the smaller ones.
Oh, I don't know what they're called. I know what you're talking about.
Can you refill those without using the connect lines?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I could see those not being returned.
Yeah, and making stuff in them.
Yeah.
That'd actually be a good option.
You ever do a kiddie pool?
You could like, oh yeah, we did kiddie pool. Summer Jungle Juice. Yeah.
Yep.
So people are just dipping their cups in it. You certainly don't have like ladles.
No, there were not ladles.
No. This was pre-COVID, so it was.
It's just the image.
So nobody cared about germs back then.
No, I didn't. No, that
you missed Magic's whole fake announcement in the early '90s. I see.
Oh, fake announcement.
Whatever happened with Magic, allegedly.
You can't get it from saliva.
That's actually true. It's fine. You doing okay? No, we were Jungle Juice was big in my time.
Time.
Yeah.
Just a millisecond.
Yeah, you need a second.
Why did you say it like that, Rico?
Because you're just dipping your cups into the kiddie pool.
He said, you can't get it from saliva.
I was just letting you know.
He was 7.
You seem so concerned.
Yeah, you're not getting what Magic got from Jungle Juice.
No. Unless you got a real messed up party.
Now the decision's made after Jungle Juice.
Potentially.
Yeah, but
I didn't go to those parties.
I'd just like to be a fly on the wall at the old hyphenated last names house.
It's like a Diddy party. You gotta be careful there.
Just the kids.
I don't know nothing about that.
His wife and managing chaos. It's got to be like romper room over there, doesn't it?
It's a fun time.
For who?
Everyone's having fun. We're laughing. Somebody's screaming. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, man.
I was like biting the blanket.
Said Austin.
Oh, it's Shane being a jackass.
Fudge.
Shane's a big bite in the blanket drop guy. Is that his deal?
And to think this started because I was worried about what Gen Zers were or weren't drinking.
Actually, this started because you're like, you know what everybody was talking about at the camp?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah. I'm not at all. Like that's been dominating like my timeline, like everything. It is the overwhelming. Did you see TCU's reply to the
yeah. Dude,
I need more people to troll Texas Tech for being dumbasses.
Dude, I want Sark to get a mic.
Yeah, let's do this. Because here's the problem with here's the part that I don't totally understand yet. Nobody in Texas gives a shit about Texas Tech. Like outside of basically that county,
yeah,
it's either Texas or A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a shit about Texas Tech. So I don't like, I get Cody Campbell and his money and his political influence and stuff like that. But like A&M and Texas have, I have to imagine, a ton of political influence also, especially locally.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point, are they just not like, F these guys? I get they're not in the Big 12, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the attorney general in that position is the tie that binds.
No, for sure.
For the state.
No, I get that.
Right?
But
Like,
there's not like, I'm sure there are, like, you can kind of judge hunt in different districts. You're telling me there's nobody that's like, hey, screw Texas Tech, these losers, like, get out of here. Like, that's the part I'm having a hard time. Because not.
What if Texas all of a sudden was like, oh, found a way for the buyouts. We'll play you. Oh, man, Sid, bring your second and third string. Whew.
I don't know. Like, that's part of the thing where it's like, I get that there's influence on this from outside forces. I would imagine in Texas that Texas and Texas A&M have more influence. So I'm having a hard time. Like,
where was Campbell with Texas Tech athletics before?
It's a good question.
Because when was their last significant sports run? 19 for basketball?
Yeah,
Emmett
Jarrett
and those
Culver.
guys? That was it, right? Other than softball?
Yeah, and softball's recent, right? So you had the Texas Tech random run with Chris Beard in 19. And before that, it would have been Leach football. Like 09, basically.
Yeah.
But even Leach football wasn't championship.
You had the 1 year where they were like a game away.
They
from playing
famously
for
let Leach
national-
go.
Yeah. Over
With
Craig
Crabtree.
Yeah, Crabtree and was that Kingsbury? No, Kingsbury was before
No,
that.
that was
what's his name?
Graham Harrell, baby.
Graham
Harrell. Yeah,
Harrell.
that was Musburger's famous
Yeah.
call. Yeah, Crabtree.
No, I mean the Crabtree Texas game was like, I still remember where I was. Like that was
That's one
unbelievable.
time I can remember everyone cheering for Texas.
Yes,
Tech.
because at that point it was like everybody screw Texas, like nobody likes these guys, whatever. But that was an incident. That was like a one-off. That has nothing to do with.
Apparently, these people. Like, what?
Guys, DB's working. Knock it off.
Did I say I wasn't coming in?
We did. We were. There was a moment when you texted us last night. We're like, wait, is he not coming in?
You never really explained yourself or answered anything afterwards.
You just sent a text that says you guys are going to hate me, and then didn't say a word after that.
Radio silent.
Like,
Hey, sorry the man was driving home. I like that he wasn't trying to text and drive. Good on you, DB.
Yeah, I was watching hockey. Much safer.
Well, damn.
just like that's a weird thing to text and just give no clarification whatsoever.
Like voice to text exists.
Yeah, we know you do it all the time.
It does, and I can't figure out how to not take blurry pictures, but my voice text is sensational. Like it is very clear. I don't even have to enunciate. I can mumble.
That's
and
the
murmur.
most unk statement I've ever heard.
I don't know how to take not blurry pictures, but my
I
voice
can't figure out these non-blurry photos. Sorry, it's my sip voice. I can't know how to take these blurry photos, but my speaker voice is the best.
Oh, my camera just seems like it's a little fuzzy. I really can't figure it out.
To be fair, that's probably not DB's fault. That's just Android photos.
Don't
Or there's,
Michael,
or there's just a smudge on his camera.
he wanted some pictures with Coach Parker,
Hold
and
on,
I
let me-
showed him, and he goes, "This is so mid, God."
There you
Well,
go.
if DB wasn't sticking his hands in peanut butter jars, there wouldn't be so much smudges.
I don't even rock with peanut butter like that.
There, I cleaned your camera lenses off, so you might not have blurry pictures anymore.
It's probably my settings.
It's like Androids take famously blurry photos. That's a thing. That like I'm not even giving you a hard time.
I
Like,
don't.
that's
I'll sit KJ on you.
well, it's usually when you send them, it becomes an issue. Like they don't send in proper formats.
Yeah, that's a keeper.
Yeah, it's blurry as hell. Mike is still skinny, man. He could put on some more weight. Don't listen to that Coach Parker.
You say yeah, no.
Let's get them in the
Yeah, no.
let's get them at like 208. We'll be all right.
Heck no. You'd be playing on Will.
We'll make him a linebacker. It's fine.
No, not a chance.
What, linebacker's not good enough for your family?
It's fine, but he's little.
Nah. He's all right.
Somebody does need to help me with my settings, though.
What settings is that?
On my phone.
Oh, I can't help you there. I don't know how to work those things.
Oh, stop. It ain't. See, any chance you get for the slander, man, you're all in.
No, I don't.
KJ, can you get him, please?
I just
There
don't.
he is. There's my man.
It's not a war. When you send a photo from an Android to an Apple, it doesn't show up well. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, that's a fact.
So my alerts pop up on my dash for the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Who was in there so late last night?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't check it last night.
Micah was like, "Don't you guys go to bed?" And I was like, "It's 10. Somebody should." It might have been our West Coast. It might have been
it might have been like Dank or somebody. They're out there on the West Coast. That makes sense.
Yeah,
we got a couple West Coasters out there. A couple of left coasters.
He says, "All right, we're not doing the phone thing."
Saying,
I do need to figure it out.
Get photos from everybody else just fine.
That picture did suck though.
That wasn't great. I couldn't even tell who that was. Was he wearing a red shirt?
You're an idiot.
Couldn't quite tell. Couldn't quite make out that color. Coming up next, we got Tim VERGHESE from inside Nebraska.
Never too early to start my meat bender.
I would disagree. I think it might be too early.
I don't even know if you can step on my deck yet. I'm just doing it. I don't care.
And
it's staying the wrong color.
Is it? Go get your boy.
He's crazy.
You're like, nah, it's gonna be that color.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We got Tim VERGHESE coming up next.
So you're headed to the College World Series and you don't want to deal with downtown parking at all? Here's your move. Park free at Westroads Mall on 102nd and Dodge and hop on Orbit, Omaha's rapid bus line that runs straight downtown. It only costs $1.25 each way. Orbit runs every 10 minutes during peak time, every 20 minutes during the evening up until midnight, so you're not sitting around waiting. The ride takes about a half hour. It's going to drop you off on 15th and Dodge and you can hop on the free ballpark bus, which will take you right in front of the stadium. Or you can just walk. It's about 15 minutes. Here's something people don't think about. Orbit runs for about 45 minutes after the last game ends, so you're not scrambling for a ride when the game's over. It's free parking, a cheap ride, and you skip all the downtown traffic. For a lot of people, that's the easiest way to get to the College World Series.
Can we have some sour power right now?
Let's do it. I'll use the tongue.
Cheers. I see why this amps you guys up. Will I hit home runs now or no?
I think you might hit 20.
Oh, okay. All right, Scott Newman, you are the official passer outer of the Sour Power. How important is this job?
It's about as important as it gets. It's probably second to playing. Which obviously that's probably the most important considering that's why we're here. But I take very good pride in it.
How did you get this bestowed upon you?
I stole it from Ryan Wynn. Bryce Callaway was the idea creator. Okay. Ryan Wynn started passing it out and I snatched it and I took it.
So take me through the process here. Who gets the Sour Power and when?
So any positive, run scored, sacrifice fly, the hitter and the runner gets sour power. When pitchers get hungry on the bench, they get a sour power. When the coaches want a sour power, they obviously get a sour power. But no, everyone really enjoys the sour power. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever you want it, really. But usually it's home runs, everyone. But yeah, when you do something positive, you get a sour power. Like if you come off the mound and you have a nice inning, you get a sour power.
No, I'm doing it.
Still waiting for Tim. He's getting ready though.
Why not? DB. By the way, Ravi, my kids don't like you. Came out of nowhere yesterday. I was like, I was talking about.
Hey.
Are you snapping at me?
Your mic's on.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. So, Shane, let me get this straight, man. So, when the camera's on me, I can't get the mic to turn on. But when you got, hey, 30 seconds, we're like, oh, mics are on.
No, I was saying Rico's mic was on. He left his mic on.
All right.
That's on me, I guess.
He goes, what do you mean? And Sadie's like, love a hot mic.
Now, it wasn't on during the commercials because when the commercial plays, it mutes all the mics.
Oh.
But when the commercial stopped, his mic was back on.
Have you ever been to anger management?
I've been to therapy.
What the hell are you so mad at?
Close enough.
It's very strange. Only certain things set you off, but when they do, it's like it takes you a minute.
Yeah, I have a very specific criteria.
You can't even get mad at Shane. That's me. You get mad at me for this one.
All right.
Look, you know why you can eat it? Because nobody ever gets mad at you. It's like, oh, it's just Rico. Shane could breathe the wrong way and everybody's mad at him.
Nah.
The hell are you so mad at?
Nah.
Okay, Shane, chill. I'm trying to help you out here.
I appreciate that.
Do we have our guest?
There he is.
There's our guy,
Davey the Peacemaker.
Tim VERGHESE from inside Nebraska. What's up, Tim? How we doing?
How we doing this morning?
We're out here.
Very contentious. very, very contentious. But we're making it, man. How about you? You gearing up for another heck of a run here, or you think it'll kind of level out?
I think it'll kind of level out over these next 2 weeks. I mean, I think the majority of the work is done, and now it's really just like final little pieces here as you try to put the. I mean, obviously some big targets left, but really feels like you're just kind of putting the finishing touches on this class before, what I would imagine would be like turning attention into the season and keeping maybe a handful of spots open for potential flips, potential senior evals, whatever that looks like. But yeah, I mean, going into June, I would say like in May, I thought this weekend would be a little bigger, maybe even next week would be a little bigger, but we got the big weekend, the big weekend out of the way. Now it's this weekend, next weekend, and next weekend is going to be big. Besides OVs, we've got a Battle of the Boneyard. I know the staff's excited about it. Nebraska's pretty excited about it. It should be another good competition out there.
It's interesting about, because I'm fairly new to the 7-on-7 world, especially nationally, but like they were doing Zoom calls last week with the players and stuff ramping up for this next weekend, and I get a message from in my own house, and it's like, hey, I'm going to be busy from 7 to whatever the Zoom call was, and of course he didn't specify. So, when it's safe for his own dad to knock on his door, I was like, what's that all about? And he's like, oh, that was such and such with Domo and making sure. I'm like, when did I miss this becoming such like a national thing? I get it. I'm in the high school world. I should be a little more cognizant, but
like, when did June become like that time?
Yeah. When did June become this kind of June?
It's interesting. Yeah. I mean, like 7-on-7 at a national level, I feel like it's been growing. And honestly, I feel like we have, I had this discussion this off season with some of my friends on the media side and then the eval side of it, where, it feels like we've gotten a little ahead of ourselves with the 7-on-7 thing. But I mean, there's still value in it. And I think right now, I mean, if I was a I think OT7, I think what they've done with the sport is good relatively. I think it's a good opportunity to compete. It's a good opportunity for, I mean, look, I would say this for me, the value of national 7-on-7 is oftentimes getting to see some of these guys where I have questions about the level of comp they play, or I have questions about this. And then you get to see them on a national circuit against other national competition and see how they work in. I mean, I feel like that's why I'm so comfortable and have been so comfortable with Trey Taylor as the leader of this Nebraska class, because, the big question with him on the field is the level of competition he's played throughout his career. Now coming into Nebraska, it's going to remain a question for him. But he's dominated the 7-on-7 circuit with his 24K team across multiple seasons now. But yeah, I don't really know. I would say this on the 7-on-7 thing generally. I don't really know when the schedule expanded out into June. I mean, we've got OT7 finals this weekend out in California. It just feels like it's too hot for this. It's too hot for this.
Tim, when you're how much of this has to do with camp schedules as opposed to 7-on-7 in terms of getting the guys on campus and trying to have those atmospheres? Because all this stuff is sort of, at least on the Nebraska.
Because it does seem like there's only 4 real good camp weekends that most schools utilize,
and they're sort of all lined up with these visit weekends.
The 4th, 5th-ish, the 11th, the 18th, and it's like they'll do one in July, and it's like they're all at the same time.
Right. I mean, like for me, it's one of the biggest issues with the college football calendar right now. Is this is such an important time for obviously the senior class with OVs. Like this is decisions are getting finalized. You're really putting, kind of the hay in the barn on your recruiting class. But on top of that, this month is also about evaluating and getting ahead with the underclassmen. It's about, starting to build those relationships a little early. The calendar's changed too, where, hey, 2028 recruits in 3 days here, June 15th, college coaches are going to be able to directly reach out to you and start building those relationships directly. So there, it's a big step forward for the 2028 recruits as well. I wish this was spread out a little bit. I wish some of this was in July. I wish some of this was happening in May. It just now, because on top of all of this now, you also have, what we're calling OTAs. All of these teams are working out too. There's a whole lot going on in these offices right now. There's some people, I mean, there's a lot of people in the building right now, but there's a lot of people in the building right now who are overworked. It's just too much going on right now. And so, no, I mean, all of this stacking on top of each other feels like it's, and I think what camps used to be and versus what they are now. Camps have evolved, and so they aren't what they used to be, but they're still really important. Nebraska's still finding value in them, and I would say, we're seeing it with this OV weekend. It's still an opportunity to find some late 2027 talent, get ahead on some 28, 29, and even 2030 talent, and start building some of those relationships. But then you stack in, okay, we've got 7-on-7 on top of that. Oh, we've got OVs on top of that. Oh, okay, Trey Taylor's not, he's going to be around to help on OV weekends, but not a whole lot this weekend because he's got his own 7-on-7 tournament out in California, and it's an important one. It's OT7 finals. So it just feels like there's too much happening at one time, and I'd like this to spread out a little bit where we get some of this in May, we get some of this in July, because guess what? We're going to get to, and here's the thing too, we're going to get past these next 2 weekends, and guess what? It's going to be nothing until August. Not it's just the true nothing, dead period. There's going to be commitments that first week of July, going into that second week of July. But that's really it. There's no visits, there's no camps, there's none of that. And it's we could handle this a little bit better. We could handle the schedule a little bit better.
Tim, when you're looking at this upcoming weekend, right? Obviously, last weekend, a ton of commitments. I think most of which you expected, maybe not all on the timeline that they happened, but I think when we talked, I don't think there was a ton of surprises in terms of who actually ended up putting their name in for Nebraska. When you're looking at this weekend, whether it's Kuhn, whether it's Jalen Hill, whose schedule got all messed up from last weekend, Kittrell, and then there's a couple that I find really interesting with Caleb Green and Justin Lindsay. How do you see this weekend shaping up versus last weekend?
Yeah, so some of it is, I think you've seen some, as a result of early decisions, some shuffling around. Look, one of the headliners of this weekend was supposed to be Khalil Taylor, but he went to Penn State last weekend, and now he's canceled all his OVs. Nebraska's, kind of working back in there, but This thing seems to be going Penn State's direction. He's got a set commitment time, and that's just really kind of why the reason he hasn't really announced it to this point. And so some of it has been, I mean, I would say with the new wide receiver edition and the new linebacker edition is where the board's shifting. And some of it is where Nebraska's at, what they've done to this point, and what they feel they still need to do. You know, I mean, they have a couple of DBs in this weekend, but really it's just kind of trying to put the finishing touches on the class, on that secondary class, and prepare for, you know, with Torrey Pittman and LSU this weekend, prepare for any possibilities. With Green, I mean, I think the Nebraska got the confidence because, you know, they've been monitoring him for some time, but he had a productive junior season. But getting to see him on the field, work out this last Sunday and see him run the time he put up, I believe he put up a 4.5 in the 40. That was a good time for him. And that's the time where I think it's gotten Nebraska confident in extending that offer and now pushing for the flip.
When you're looking at kind of the eval period for what's happening with guys, it seems like, and it's not just Nebraska, right? Just being at some of these other places where the window to say yes seems to be a little more finite, where the parameters in which they're wanting players to make decisions, I wouldn't call it pressure, but it's certainly not wide open. Are you seeing the conjunction with when people want to make announcements? Do you think that kind of lines up with the time frames that the institutions are either openly or behind the scenes seeking from folks that they're recruiting?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, even you know, I think there's not a handful, but there are guys obviously that can afford to say. I mean, Khalil Taylor's one that can afford to say, "Hey, I'm not committing till July 6th. You're going to know when I'm going dead." And you know, all of these schools kind of have to, you know, kind of wait and see what happens then. Bay Whitfield, the defensive back on campus this weekend, he's going to announce his commitment on July 6th as well. And that's another one where, you know, he can afford to do that. And Nebraska's going to have to wait him out, and other programs are going to have to wait him out and wait for his decision. But it will impact class size. You know, it's kind of one of those things where for some guy, I mean, Jalen Hale, for example, you know, was planning to announce in August and, you know, has moved that timeline up to June now just because he wants to claim a spot in the class, you know. And so it's kind of, you know, it just really depends on who you are, the type of targets you're pursuing and where things kind of stand, you know. Like I would say, you know, and I put this out last night or yesterday, but like with Torrey Pittman at LSU this weekend, you know, more likely than not, from what I've been able to gather, if he doesn't tell LSU yes this weekend, LSU's probably moving on. You know, there's not really going to be that LSU presence in that recruitment beyond this weekend, unless he flips. You know, like it's going to have to be like it happens this weekend or it's not. So at some schools, you're seeing this pressure where it's like, hey, it has to happen now, or we're not going to continue to pursue. And Nebraska is not one of those programs that puts pressure on guys, but I think this cycle more than most has been one of those cycles where not just at Nebraska but other places, because there's everyone's micromanaging numbers between trying to stay within the 105 cap, trying to make sure they have numbers for the portal, and trying to make sure, you know, they're doing a good job of bringing in, you know, value here in the 27 cycle, not just spending money for the sake of spending money, not just bringing in guys for the sake of bringing in guys. I think you are seeing a tighter cap on numbers, and you're seeing some tough decisions being made. You know, guys that maybe in years past probably would have been taken, you know, when there wasn't a roster cap, are now, you know, it's kind of, we'll have to wait and see what the senior eval looks like. Oh, you know, we're pretty capped out at that position. Like, you know, it's not what it used to be, unfortunately. And so, yeah, you're seeing some guys getting stiffed of opportunities. You're also seeing schools, you know, having to make some tough decisions where they have to, you know, it's guys maybe, you know, someone on staff really likes, but, you know, further up the chain, it's getting called off because they just don't have the space.
Let me ask you something where it's like, because kind of what I think happens is just the opposite of how we would think. If you get an early commitment from, like, let's say, you know, a sophomore or a junior, there's a good chance that there's an exchange of some monetary deal, whether it's a commitment, it's a yes bonus or something like that, where you have the opportunity to gain income. Schools can get themselves in a bind as the evaluations continue and you're watching guys develop or other guys become available. I could see schools being in a bind where it's like, God, we've already committed X amount of dollars to a player that you may not ultimately end up either wanting or taking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right?
no, I mean,
That's
there's
the
some
real
of
thing.
that. Yeah, there's some of that, and so that's where you have to be careful. And that's where
Real
you
thing.
have to watch, and that's what I think teams are starting to. I would say there are a lot of lessons being learned through the early portion of the NIL era and where we're at now, where teams are, I think, a little more careful in how much they're allocating. You're seeing a little more, I think, smarter communication and smarter deals where, okay, we're not banking on you, contributing in year one. We want you to be here in year two, though. So we're going to scale this thing. Year one, we want you to be a depth piece. We don't think and so it's a 2-year deal and it's scaled. I think of an example.
A lot of these guys want 2-year deals now too. So
Right. I mean, I can talk about this example. Texas, for example, had a linebacker this last portal cycle named Elijah Barnes from the state of Texas, who, his freshman year sat on the bench, went to Texas and renegotiated and was like, hey, I'm getting paid this much. I want this much. And, or tried to renegotiate. But, it was a thing of Texans was just not on the ball, did not realize, like they needed linebacker depth, and Kentucky went out and paid him. And so he's at Kentucky now. And Texas is in a weird spot heading into the season. They have national championship goals. They aim to be in that final group. And their linebacker depth is not that great. And you know what? If they had maybe signed a 2-year deal, if they were a little savvy in how they had navigated that thing from the jump and communicating, hey, year one, we're not going to have to pay you too much because you're not going to be playing. But year two, we need you. We need you as a depth piece. That was properly communicated. That had been dealt with effectively at the jump of that recruitment. Maybe they're not in this position where they are, kind of struggling here for depth and at linebacker. And we're closing in the season. There's not a whole lot of flexibility in being able to add more to the roster.
Tim, we've mentioned Torrey Pittman a couple times here, whether it's the visit to LSU this weekend or just kind of where he fits in terms of the defensive backboard. I'm curious with the way that his recruitment has gone. The commitment seemed kind of unexpected last fall in terms of the timing of it, at least from what I understand. Mm-hmm. And then now he's sort of exploring his options. Where do you think Nebraska stands with Torrey Pittman? Not just from maybe the interest from other places, but maybe their interest in him as well. Has anything changed there? Because at least from my perspective, he's one of the guys where I would have liked to see a little more on tape last year.
Yeah, and we've had this conversation on here before too, of like, yeah, that's where the conversation's at. I think Nebraska, there's no denying, look, the skill set is there. The talent is in there, but it's a lot of the effort, the consistent effort, the wanting to see that consistently, wanting to see you dominate as you're a top 50 talent in the country per the rankings. Look, I've been around a good bit. I know what a top 50 talent looks like. They make plays. They dominate on Friday nights. I need to see a little more of that from him as a senior. But look, was that Miller North yesterday? Was asking around a little bit about Torrey. He left. He already gone to LSU, but asking around and look, he sounds like he is very. He's very self-aware about this. Very self-aware about what the film is to this point and what he needs to do as a senior. And I think he's starting to get it too, in terms of, hey, from a coaching standpoint, from a buying standpoint, like I need to be a little more developed before I get to Nebraska, because there's other guys coming in, and his ranking is not going to help him once he gets to Nebraska. You know what I mean? Like once he gets there, it's okay. You got to be in the system. You got to be knowing it. And look, Corey Hadley is going to be coming to the program ready to go. Bryce Williams is going to come into the program ready to go. Whoever else they add here, Jalen Hill, whoever they add here in this DB room, they want those guys to be ready to go coming in and ready to compete. Torrey Pittman's going to come in and see, freshman year, what it looked like with Danny Odom, and so I think for him, it's all starting to click. We're about 6 months away, or just about from that, from him being ready to enroll. And, Nebraska still wants him. I think they want an opportunity to work with that talent, develop that talent. But it's definitely one of those things with where the tape is at. I said this yesterday too. If this turns into, I don't think either program here, LSU or Nebraska, has the appetite to get in a bidding war over a prospect like that. I don't think they have that appetite. And so look, if Nebraska, if something were to happen, if he were to flip, Nebraska's, they have options in place. They are well prepared for this. But if he stays, they're going to be very happy to work with that. I would say the ball of clay they have to work with there, because there's a lot in there. It's just about getting it out and making sure, you're keeping him accountable and making sure he's giving consistent effort.
He's one of those guys that comes up all the time, especially locally, that a lot of people don't seem to agree on. But let me ask you something, and it's not in his defense, but I'm trying to look at this topically from an evaluation standpoint. What do you make, or how do you think coaches or talent evaluators look at when somebody already has something in place? Do you critique them differently along the way, right? If I'm committed as a sophomore, from a maturation standpoint, I'm 15, 16 years old. In essence, it's not I've made my money, but I've made my money, right? Then I have my junior year. Am I still working as hard? As my senior year, am I still pot committed? Do you think that's unique to higher end talent, where once they know the eval's already been made, that they continue to still grow emotionally and work at the task at hand? Is that realistic for you?
All right. Can you frame explain what you're
like? If I'm 16 and a school wants me, how realistic do you think it is that I continue that I'm elevating my play as a junior and as a senior, and you see that all the time on tape at my age? Like, how real?
It's a risk. I mean, I think that's part of the reason you see so many of these schools avoid these early commitments and some of that, because you do sometimes see this complacency. So oftentimes when you do take a commitment early from a guy, it typically, you have to know that guy's hardwired in Nebraska with Trey Taylor. You take that commitment before he even goes into his junior season, because you know that guy's going to be putting in the work. You know that guy's, working on, and I mean, Trey's a good example of this. When he committed, he was a top quarterback in the country, but there were plenty of questions about his game, him being able to prove himself as a junior and all of that. And he's continued to progress. He's continued to grow and develop. I think Braylon's another great example of this. Braylon was committed. Braylon was good. He had his spot claimed and all of that, and he could have stood pat on that. But he has elevated his stock. He's elevated his game, and now he's in a point where, kind of going into his senior, he's completely changed his own evaluation. What I thought about him as a junior is not what I think about him going into his senior year, just based on what he's done to his body and what he's. Yeah, Warren.
I completely agree.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's completely changed his game. He didn't have to do that. He's committed to Missouri. He's an SEC commit. He could have just stood pat on that.
So Ravi asked me something. Can I share?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this was off air, right?
Yeah, because we've had discussions about Braylon quite a bit.
Right. And his progress. And he said, hey, what kind of version of Braylon do you think we're getting this year versus what we saw last year in some of those big moments? And I told him, I said, there's two things that I'm super impressed by. Number one, his work ethic behind the scenes. Like, he hadn't really shown that up until this point, but he is young for his age, right? So he's part of the reason I asked the question of, when you have something in the bank, how rare or expected, or do we assume that young person continues to work at their craft? Because it's not lock stock, but for him in particular, and I've been hard on him. There's no question. He'll tell you I've been hard on him. What he's done with his body, what he's done in the weight room, how he says very little about the attention that's going on around him. I told Ravi, I said, it's pretty impressive.
Because
he looks fantastic. He's strong. He's a good lifter. He works constantly. Like, I'm not going to say come around, but I can almost with 100% certainty say, you know what? He's not going to need a babysitter. That's always what I look for with high, because he's an elite talent, arm talent, right? Like, close to elite. He does throw a great spiral. Big arm. Goes a great, like, but I do like what he's done behind the scenes, even though he's been a Missouri commit forever. Because I'm just telling you guys, and we use Pittman a ton. That's hard for young people to manage.
Sure.
Yeah. No doubt.
I'm so sure it's what we'll say from my vantage point is, well, if we'll make these assumptions that if you don't do it, if you don't bark as a pup, you won't bite as a dog. and that's a line from me. I'm not saying that's not true, but what I'm saying is to stay on the grind at that age when something's already happening is not as common as sometimes we talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and the more I'm thinking about this, at least anecdotally, you know what's interesting? I don't know if it's the early commitments necessarily, like the guys who commit to sophomore year or early on that get complacent, because oftentimes those guys are typically wired a little differently. Like if you're making that early commitment, the school is comfortable taking that early commitment, there's typically an understanding on both sides that, hey, you're going to keep putting in the work. But you do see it with guys that collect a ton of offers super early on and then think they've made it, you know, where it's like, okay, hey, like I collect a ton of offers as a sophomore. And then it's like, okay, yeah, look, I'm still producing. I'm still going out there and putting out good tape. But how dedicated am I to my own development? And, you know, for me, it's something where I think back in retrospect, I was around Harold Perkins at a very young age. You know, I was around Harold Perkins coming out of his freshman year in his sophomore year before he had a whole lot of offers. And I remember what that looked like then and just being like, wowed of like, oh, wow, look at that. Like, what a phenomenal athlete. Like, just one of those, like, okay, this is clearly one of the best athletes I've seen. And I watched him dominate high school for 2 more years. But he never really committed himself to, you know, he was a very good high school football player. Cy Park, the high school he played at, has not won a football game since he graduated. That's how good he was. That just the level of talent he was playing with. But he never dedicated himself to reading things like a linebacker in the box. At the high school level, he could get away with kind of playing C-ball, get ball. He could rush the passer. He could do some of that stuff because he's such a phenomenal athlete. Never really dedicated himself to that. Now you're seeing how it's going. You know, the LSU career, he had to move around a little bit. It never really went the way, you know, probably people wanted it to go. And he didn't get picked maybe as high as people expected coming out of high school and certainly after his first year of college, you know, just because he's moved around so many different positions. So the eval, his eval is one where you love the athlete, and I'm getting some shit in the chat from GBR Captain on saying eval. Look, like talk to any coach. That's how they say. Like they say, they don't say evaluate. They all say eval. Like this is just I'm around. Like this is my world. This is the world I live in. I say eval. Like that is just how it goes.
No, it's just because you and I are too lazy to say evaluation, Tim. That was the point you wanted to make.
This is my but like yeah, like that, like I don't remember the last time I've said I say evaluators. I talk about evaluators. I don't say the word evaluation.
I'm telling you, you've been sensational for 2 years. I wouldn't give it. You're good. Like
I love a good eval, Tim. It's my favorite. Evals are the best.
Golly, man! We just let guys win when we do that. That's the whole goal. Anywho, so with how they close out June, started with the first weekend, right? We talked about D-line, almost to a man. And I think this is fascinating. And I'm asking you because you were the first person I started this conversation with. Defensive line evaluations, the size, what they're looking for, how can we get an idea of what Corey Brown and Roy Manning are after? And so we took kind of these dives and you did all this homework. It's amazing how I think almost to a person, we think these couple of guys in Mbadi and Demontagnac, Demontac. Yes.
We'll get there. It's fine. Errol
may be better than the actual evaluations that we've had so far in terms of rankings. Do you agree with that sentiment?
Oh yeah, I mean this is a group where I'm going to be hammering all of these. I'm going to be hammering all these guys with the rivals evaluators this fall. Like I'm telling you that much. Like Errol's one for me, and he goes by Trey. It's just going to get confusing, so I'm just going to keep calling him Errol because it gets confusing if we have too many Treys in this cycle, in this class. But for Errol, he's one where, look, he's playing legit competition down there in Florida, moving all over the line in that frame and having the production he has. I don't know why the ranking is what it is, like 30 tackles for loss, 14 sacks at that size from the interior of the line. Like that is those are the statistics you look for. You know, when you're looking at when you're checking boxes on the production standpoint, those are the boxes you're checking. That's what you're looking for. With the body, I'll say this. You know, I thought the tape is better than the production. You know, I think the tape is one of those things where I look at it, I'm like, okay, I know what we're working with here, and I'm going to have a piece on him this weekend. We spoke for a long time this week, and I'm still just getting around to breaking all that down and writing it up. But he's really excited about Corey Brown. Spoke at length about Corey Brown and his development and just the confidence in his ability to develop. You know, it's interesting. He plays attack react at high school, and so he's like, it is going to be a seamless transition for me just working into Nebraska. They see him as a 3 tech. He's right around 285 pounds, and I saw some comments again yesterday. Which, look, I get it. You know, it's high school, and there's a need around here for 300 plus pounders. These guys don't come to campus 300 pounds. You add the weight, and Nebraska told these guys too. I talked to Matt Erickson yesterday. You know, Nebraska told him he's right around 310 right now. Nebraska told him to come in right in that 300 to 310 pound range. They'll do the rest of the heavy lifting, and they do the rest of the work to put the weight on his frame and fill out the rest of his frame when he gets on campus. You know, so Errol right around 290, he's going to get on campus. Nebraska's going to get him up to 310, 315 range, I would imagine. With Ombody, it's been communicated he's 285, probably going to come into Lincoln around that. They want to get him up to 300 pounds, you know, and so all of these, and Travers too, he's 285 pounds right now and holding that well. I think he can potentially get up to 300 pounds. So just in general, I think this is a group that has good growth potential, but also comes in with a relatively high floor in terms of what they've done and what they're going to be able to do. This is exactly, I mean, I understand you want the 320 pounders. I understand you want all of that, but these are the guys when they brought in Corey Brown, when we talked about getting bigger on the D line, it's not necessarily just about getting the 6'6", 320 pounders. It's about getting the guys that are disruptive and use their mass effectively. I think Ombody does a good job of utilizing his mass effectively. DeMontagnac does a good job of utilizing his mass effectively. DB, did you talk to Micah about working with Dylan on Sunday?
Yeah.
So we're watching them do that, you know, just they're working striking, you know, and they're working hand placement. And so, you know, they've all got you've got the ball, like one side holding the medicine ball, like basically over their core like this. And you've got all the campers on the other side working in the line, and they're going at it. And you're seeing all these guys in the line, and there's all these different D linemen out there, and they're going up and they're striking, you know, and everyone's getting moved off the ball, or you know, the ones holding the ball, they're getting moved back, or, you know, you're seeing their momentum push back a little bit. Even if they don't lose their balance or lose their feet, they're moving backwards a little bit. Micah's working opposite Dylan Berriman. It's my first time getting eyes on Dylan since he's stepped foot at Nebraska.
He's a big kid. He probably needs to come down a little, but he's a big kid.
6'1.5", dense 330 plus. Like, you know what I mean? Dense. And Mike is not a small kid. Mike is 6'2", 300. You know, Mike is a big kid himself. And you can see Mike is not used to this because he's getting up and he's striking. And Dylan, like, you can see Dylan's not even like tense. His lower body's not flexing. He's not like anchored down into the ground. Dylan doesn't move. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the hands are striking the ball and coming off immediately, and they're not moving. And then Micah goes again and again, and it's just not happening. So yeah, Dylan's got a lot. It's just a densely built 330 pounds. There's a lot of that. Like, that guy is what, when we talk about a big body on this, like, that guy is so important to what this program wants to do moving forward and how they can build out this D line moving forward. And I think getting him has given him this flexibility to add these type of pieces this cycle instead of maybe having to go pursue a 310 pounder plus type guy. When you can go get a DeMontagnac, who's a high floor guy, you can go get a Travers, and then you can take a big swing on a guy like Ombody.
It's just interesting too, because D-line, I think we're missing the mark. I mean, Kamari Copeland is a 290 pounder. I mean, Bear Alexander just got to 300 pounds. He's 23 years old. Like, I don't know if we're not understanding how D-line is played anymore, but there are lots of guys that are really good at this. That, I mean, Kamari Copeland is top 7-8 defensive lineman in the country at VT. He's 6'2", 290. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, you don't need that. Like, that's the thing. I don't like getting hung up on
there's a lot of guys like that.
I don't like getting hung up on the 300-pound convert, because you look across the country, and especially look at this cycle. look who Miami's taken along the D line. It's a 6'2", 260 pounder. Like these are the body types now. Like it's not about, and again, this is a study. I've had these discussions with different evaluators and scouts. You know, there's been more of a study on, it's not necessarily just about size and pure, like, you know, it's not size and weight. It's about,
is Justin
it's
Scott
about
300
mass.
pounds? Justin Scott might be 300 pounds.
Might be
300 pounds. And he's 6'4". Right?
Byron Murphy at Texas, I don't think ever was truly 300. I don't think Byron was ever 300 at Texas. I think he's 300 now in the league, but I don't think he ever played at 300 at Texas. And one of the more effective interior defensive linemen I've seen in recent memory. He's one of my favorites.
303 is what they have him listed at.
I mean, barely.
Yeah.
And he's 6'4". So it's like,
yeah, that's quite a bit. I mean, a couple more inches on a lot of these guys. Tim, you mentioned Matt Erickson. I have to ask about him a little bit, not because he goes to Millard North, but I have this thing with taller offensive linemen, right? The guys that get kind of above that 6'6" range, and you're into like 6'8" with Erickson there. How do you like his movement? Because that's always where I get a little bit hesitant on those guys that start to get really, really tall. How do you like Erickson's movement?
I think he's a functional mover generally in space for the most part. I would say as a lateral mover within this, he's working on his technique. Definitely he's working on staying lower, definitely working on some of that, working on his footwork. You know, I think that's some of that's still a work in progress, still coming together, but generally very functional mover, I would say, for relative to his size. I think he moves around well in space. They do ask him to lead block and you know, kind of pull and do some of that stuff. So, and he can do some of that stuff. It's just, I think he's still very much learning how to stay low at that size, which can be the toughest thing for a 6'8" guy.
So with Erickson, does he at all seem like, you know, when we talked to Jeep Wade, he talked about guys that are athletic and can move. Like, does he seem a little bit like an outlier at all to you, or do you think he fits in that same mold as some of these other guys that Wade has recruited?
I'm trying to think. I think he fits. It's different though. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of those things where like I'm going to be curious what it looks like in the lab. You know, like it's one of those like because the thing with Jeep too is just like the tackle experience really isn't there like it is. You know, like he's going to have to get it here. You know, like I would say not as notable as it is, you know, since he's gotten here. And so that's something where he's more known for his interior stuff. And so it's one of those, I think for me, at least, it's wait and see.
That's our guy, Tim VERGHESE.
Absolutely
Inside
fantastic.
Nebraska. Great stuff there. We appreciate it as always, Tim.
Not a bad 40 minutes there, TV.
Hey, not bad at all. Not bad. So have a good weekend, guys.
You got it.
Imagine how long it would have taken if we would have said evaluations every time.
You guys.
That's Tim VERGHESE from Inside Nebraska. We'll talk to
Appreciate you guys.
Weekend TV.
We appreciate it.
All right,
buddy.
That's Tim VERGHESE from Inside Nebraska. Let's take a quick.
You guys.
We'll take a quick break. That's BBM.
I just got some video on Micah.
Oh, okay.
He's a big, strong kid.
He's a big dude.
He is.
Yeah.
He came, we were at 7-on-7 on Burke, and, you know, we don't ask the O-line, D-line to come all the time, but he came to support his guys. He came coming down the stairs. I was like, okay.
There you go. There you go. It's a big fella.
Yeah, he's strong.
You talk about heavy hands.
We'll be right back. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
So you're headed to the College World Series and you don't want to deal with downtown parking at all? Here's your move. Park free at Westroads Mall on 102nd and Dodge and hop on Orbit, Omaha's rapid bus line that runs straight downtown. It only costs $1.25 each way. Orbit runs every 10 minutes during peak time, every 20 minutes during the evening up until midnight, so you're not sitting around waiting. The ride takes about a half hour. It's going to drop you off on 15th and Dodge, and you can hop on the free ballpark bus, which will take you right in front of the stadium. Or you can just walk. It's about 15 minutes. Here's something people don't think about. Orbit runs for about 45 minutes after the last game ends, so you're not scrambling for a ride when the game's over. It's free parking, a cheap ride, and you skip all the downtown traffic. For a lot of people, that's the easiest way to get to the College World Series.
Can we have some sour power right now?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll use the tongs.
Cheers. I see why this amps you guys up. Will I hit home runs now or no?
I think you might hit 20.
Oh, okay. All right, Scott Newman, you are the official passer outer of the Sour Power. How important is this job?
It's about as important as it gets. It's probably second to playing, which obviously that's probably the most important considering that's why we're here. But I take very good pride in it.
How did you get this bestowed upon you?
I stole it from Ryan Wynn. Bryce Callaway was the idea creator. Okay. Ryan Wynn started passing it out, and I snatched it, and I took it.
So take me through the process here. Who gets the Sour Power and when?
So any positive, run scored, sacrifice fly, the hitter and the runner gets Sour Power. When pitchers get hungry on the bench, they get a Sour Power. When the coaches want a Sour Power, they obviously get a Sour Power. But no, everyone really enjoys the Sour Power. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever you want it, really. But usually it's home runs, everyone. But yeah, when you do something positive, you get a Sour Power. Like if you come off the mound and you have a nice inning, you get a Sour Power.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. What's up, DB?
Nothing, man.
Having a good time?
I am all in on D-line weights and sizes.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting conversation because I do think
it's overblown, man.
Well, wanting big guys exclusively is overblown.
You want heavy hands and good feet. That's where you start.
I like
it's not some mythical, magical number. It's how a guy moves with it.
Yeah, I think that's the same. I mean, that's kind of why I brought up. I was talking about offensive line with Tim and sort of the Jeep Wade thing, but I think we do the same thing with offensive line sometimes too. It's worse on defensive line.
Although, you know what's interesting is we want offensive linemen now to be a little more athletic, a little quicker.
Mm-hmm.
The Flozell Adams would have a very difficult time, right?
Yeah.
We think it's different than D-line. Like, who's blocking those guys that need to be more athletic? It would be the offensive line, right?
And why do they need to be more athletic? Because the defensive linemen are smaller and more athletic now, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's
the thing.
Goes hand in hand there a little bit. So I think it's super interesting. That's why I asked about Matt Erickson. And I have no idea what what that's going to look like once he gets into a college program. But that's a guy that strikes me as more of a traditional, like big-bodied offensive lineman, as opposed to what we heard Jeep Wade talk about. And so I did wonder about
Matty.
No, about Erickson.
Oh yeah, that's what Matt Erickson. I said.
Oh, Matt. I think you said Batty.
No.
And I was like, no, I didn't switch the defensive line.
I was like, wait a minute, you got me thinking
No, my bad. I just heard you wrong.
I am fairly.
But yeah, like he seems to be a little bit different in terms of a lot of the guys that they've recruited in this.
He's very, very, very long.
Yeah. And that doesn't usually translate with quick twitch. I'm not saying it can't, but generally speaking, when you have kind of the giant offensive lineman, then you have the linemen that move really well. And if you're both, you're a first round draft pick. But like if you're both,
this is childish.
Yeah.
You know the most fascinating thing about him for me?
What's that?
He's so good natured.
Erickson?
Yes.
I know. I kind of want to be a little meaner.
I probably talked to him a total of 20 minutes the other night.
Yeah.
Like 4 here, 5. Like he's just engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
I've heard great things about him as like a person.
I mean, and he and Coach Wade, like they were
thick as thieves,
peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm interested to see how that plays out because, again, not saying he can't be successful there, but he does, I think, look different than what some of the other guys look like.
Very, very, very lean.
And so, 6'8", 280 is lean.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
it's a heck of a frame.
Yeah, great frame.
Long arms.
Yeah. Like I think he could be very successful. I'm really interested to see what the fit looks like. And, because even if you take a guy like Pritchett, right?
Yeah.
Like different frame than a Matt Erickson.
Yeah, but also, well, I mean, he's almost 4 years older.
Right. But I don't remember Pritchett looking like obviously there's a height difference, but like frame wise, Pritchett doesn't look the same to me, even at that age, as Erickson did.
Do you remember? You don't, because it was radio. It's a dumb question. I just remember Pritchett standing next to Jess during the interview.
Oh, okay.
And then when she handed me the mic,
he's huge.
He's
massive,
big guy.
Yeah, but I didn't really want to put this out there, but we're talking about massive guys that move, and like those are first rounders. Like that's kind of who I thought of. Like if Pritchett has a good year, I think he can be a first rounder.
Yeah, I mean,
like physically, he's got all.
It's a good offensive line draft, so I don't know if I would say I have to see it.
I mean,
but he's with the right. He
has to have a good year.
If he wants to next level and be coached by a guy that predicates being good on athleticism and movement, it's a good combination this year for Pritchett to up his stock.
Yeah, I think he's got a good shot.
That's how Wade wants to play.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys.
And we've seen him put guys in the first round.
Those guys are going to be on the move. I told you I was fascinated. We only used a couple of clips in the Discord from Counter, but when we talked to Coach Wade a couple weeks ago, he had said out loud, "Oh, we'd only put it in the last week," which I knew because when I asked him about it after spring, he was like, "Yeah," he goes, "There's going to be so many variations and wrinkles. We've only been working on it a week." I was like, "You guys ran it like 5 or 6 different ways. It was old school tag. Sometimes they would use the move tight end, then the backside guard. Like there were several variations of it." And I was like, if this is only a week, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right. Because then you start adding the quarterback run game and you give yourself a chance in the red zone. And then I couple that with when he said, listen, I mean, sometimes if we're not doing such and such in the box, and we can get on the edge in the perimeter this way with our quarterback run game, and we can use our guys like this. And I'm like, oh, you can already start to see it.
Yeah.
Now you got to see it come to fruition, but I can see it.
And I
can see it.
One of the things that I like, because you always ask me what my obsession with Gus Malzahn was, right? Like you just didn't really understand what my fascination with. And we're kind of talking, this is a weird correlation. We're kind of talking about that, the same thing you're talking about with Jeep Wade. Is what did Jeep Wade? He's, hey, we're going to run 3 things a billion times rather than a billion things 3 times, right?
The Bruce Lee, the kicks.
Yes. And so one of the things that I loved about Gus Malzahn as a play caller and as kind of an architect of an offense is a lot of what he did was the same. He only did a handful of things, but the eye candy around it to confuse the defense was always looked different. So you didn't know it was the same thing until it was in your lap, right? That sounds a lot like what Jeep Wade's talking about in terms of all the variations off of counter, whether it's QB run game or the eye candy or whatever else, where it's going to be for the linemen, they're going to be doing the same thing over and over and over and over again.
That's why I think you'll like Mbenga.
But the defense isn't going to know that it's the same thing until you're in their lap.
I mean, I think Nebraska will be able to pull uncovered centers.
Yeah.
Which is really hard. It defensively.
So describe to me what that looks like.
So if the center's uncovered, like.
So you're like, you don't have like a lineman.
A true nose, or even
like
if he's
a one.
in like a one.
Okay.
Like you may see him pull. You may see down block from a guard and center get out and legit
get
pull.
out on the perimeter.
Yeah.
Interesting. They used to, Nebraska used to do that a lot.
And they sprinkled it in a little last year. But I mean, Justin Evans can move.
Like that was sort of like Remington's thing, right? Is he'd get out and pull.
Very active.
Okay. That makes sense.
It just, and it's just it's a headache, you know, because then it's like,
well, because you don't expect to pull. You don't expect the center to pull.
I want to keep them from pulling, right?
Yeah.
So do I want to play with twos so guards can't come down?
Yeah.
Right. It's fascinating how you have to game play it with your D line.
So
you know, Coach we'll drop schemes, right? And Coach Lamangi will inevitably say, you know, because he's the D line guru, he's going to say, well, they'll just pull the center and they'll fold block it. And I was just like, okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it's just like, but a lot of teams can't.
Yeah. You have to have the right center to be able to do that. Right.
I'm like, we can beat that puller.
Because when you talk about numbers game a lot with the running game, right? Talking about getting +1 or at least even. If you're the defense, you want to be +1. If you're the offense, you want to get back to even, right? Yeah. If you're pulling the center, that almost acts like an extra lead blocker, right? Because that's not a guy you would normally account for on like a perimeter run play.
It can, because depending on what the front is, like if my guard comes down and I lead with someone other than a lineman, a center can in fact be extra.
Okay,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I can insert with my tight end, I can pin down, I can down block with my guard, and I've got a free runner.
Yeah. That seems like it would be really nightmarish to
Those
try.
Those guys got to be pretty athletic too, though.
Right.
You know, but that's why I like.
Because you got to be able to get out there.
Yeah, and I mean, if anybody but Justin Evans, like Sledge would be starting. You know what I mean? Like, it's a pretty good interior lineman.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people have looked at Sledge's lack of playing time and said like, oh, maybe he didn't come along the way. No, Justin Evans just is really good.
He's a good player,
right? Like, there's just some really good players ahead of him. That it's, you know, what are you going to do there? I'm really fascinated.
But I do like the fact when they say that they can play 8 or 9, that Sledge is in that group.
Oh yeah,
like he's right there.
Because I mean,
you know who we forget about?
Who
and has actually got 4 months of OTAs healthy is Gatula.
So I was just going to bring up is that because we know the 4, right? It's going to be Pritchett, I assume Black, Evans, and Mbenga. Is Gatula the 5th in your mind?
It could be.
Yeah. Is that? But that one's a little bit more up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously can play South Carolina.
Oh, Babalade.
Yeah.
You've
got Gatula. I think you can certainly win with Sledge. So that puts you at 7 or 8. 7. And I'm missing one.
Because it's Black, Mbenga, Evans, Pritchett, Babalade.
Canuck can play interior. Probably not so much
Don't
as
want to put
a
him
tackle.
on a tackle. Okay.
Can play interior.
Yeah.
But I just...
So that's
just
8.
Getting on the move where you can play angles, because you know Nebraska will play. They'll use twos, which just head up on the guard, and still ask those guys just to still control a gap, right? So it's almost like if you just picture them in like just pinching, just like slamming into a gap, it limits what you're able to do with your center, But a lot of times when those guys get those calls up front on the offensive line, that they're just reading the front.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, we want to run midline at the 3 technique. We want to run trap to the 1, or we'll long trap it. Or
that's where they're like audible the
Yeah.
blocking scheme on the line based on where the defensive line is lined up.
One of the things I think too that is quietly changed a little bit is the pass protection. So
walk me through that.
If it's simplified, like if there's just you're there a couple, you can slide and go big on big. You can you can pass protect a ton of different ways. The more that's simplified, the quicker you can not only play young running backs, but it's easier on running backs, and you can play more offensive linemen. Pass protection is the thing.
Sure,
it's not run. It's pass pro, right? It's
right.
All these
It's a little
different
bit more
defensive
complicated
looks, right? Double mugs and who's coming, who's not coming, in on, like
identifying who's actually.
The simpler you can make it, the more you can do, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The other thing that I was wondering about when
you'll see quarterbacks in the NFL set like 7 different protections.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
In college, we're doing a lot there.
It's doing too much.
When you're talking about pass protections, I was just thinking about this while you were talking there. Is there a tendency at all to try, and if you're trying to simplify things and kind of narrow down what people are doing, is there a tendency at all when you've got a mobile quarterback to say, hey, I know he likes to escape this way, so maybe we adjust that? Is that a thing at all?
I mean, from a pressure standpoint, it is. Like we'll say, we'll have certain pressures, and depending on who it is, we'll say, hey, if you miss
this
force
direction,
him left, or force him to his right.
Makes sense.
We'll do that. But
from a line standpoint, it's not like, hey, he likes to escape this way. Can we?
But conversely, depending on the protection, offensive coordinators can say to a quarterback, hey, the free blitzer's on you.
Right.
Right.
So it's like, hey, you got to make him miss.
If you make him the mic, we're going to leave him free. That means he's on you.
You either got to get rid of the ball or get around him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. We're not blocking that guy.
Yeah.
So like you can do that too.
You do that. That happens in run scheme too, right? On second level guys, at least, where you're like, hey,
I mean, you can read guys.
Okay.
Right. Depending on the front, you can like leave an end, or hey, we'll RPO the will. Okay. We're not going to block him.
Yeah.
If he fits in the run game, we're going to throw the RPO behind him.
Gotcha.
Or you can block him.
Yeah.
And leave the end, and let's say read the end. There's a lot. That's cute. Sometime when you get bored, we can go through stuff like that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, you guys, I might be able to draw something up real quick.
Well, while you're looking at that, let's take a quick break because we got Mike coming up. But you look at that, see if
Mike Sautter?
We do have a Mike Sautter coming up. I actually ran into him at the gas station on the way over here this morning.
The gas station.
They're headed down to Columbia, Missouri, ironically enough, to go watch a little basketball.
Yeah, that's him and Yapi.
Yep. That's ran into both of them. It was kind of funny. But I didn't actually hit him with my car or anything like I almost did with you, so we're cool.
I actually do have this.
We'll be right back after Mike. We'll get to that so we can get into some of what we were talking about there. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
I mean, we planned on winning a national championship at TCU and A&M too. It just didn't work out. It's certainly at Texas, the fact that this is the 39th trip, the expectation, it's a bad season if you don't finish it in Omaha. And certainly they've won 6 national titles, and we continue to win national titles in different sports, just won back-to-back in softball. So the standard is very high amongst all of our head coaches. And I certainly know what the assignment is. The message to our team is really we're prepared. The question about the SEC teams, I mean, we're certainly we haven't played Georgia this year. They proved themselves to be the best team in our league throughout the stretch of the season, including the conference tournament. Wow, what an accomplishment for that, for them to do that. So they're certainly on a heater, but it's never about the best team. It's only about the team that plays the best. If it were about the best teams, over the course of a season, UCLA and Georgia Tech would be here. But baseball happens, unfortunately, or fortunately for, West Virginia and Troy and everybody else. So long story short is you just have to play well, and you have to be able to handle all the distractions and everything that comes with Omaha, which is mostly all great, but it's not necessarily always conducive to winning baseball if you're not focused on the task at hand when the time is called for. So we're excited to be here. I'm excited to represent Texas, and we know the assignment.
You'll find far more than peanuts and Cracker Jacks at the Men's College World Series this year. The chefs at Charles Schwab Field continue to push the boundaries on what ballpark food can be, and they unveiled 31 new menu items to the public Wednesday. That includes a bacon sausage topped with brisket, Nashville hot chicken tenders, and a 1-pound deep-fried Twinkie that executive chef Katie Cochran said has been more than a year in the making.
The Monster Twinkie, that was my executive sous chef, Jim's idea. He had that since last year, and I said, you know what? If you can make it work, let's run with it. And he was so excited.
The new items consist mostly of smash burgers, nachos, and hot dogs, but amped up with interesting creative ingredients. They stay true to ballpark food, but with a twist. But as excited as Katie is about the new items, it's an old favorite she says everyone needs to try.
Try everything. Or you really need to go back and get those You're Killing Me s'mores nachos too.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mayo Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are joined now by Mike Sautter and by Jacob Padilla of Hurrdat Sports and NebPreps. What's up, guys? How we doing?
That wave. JP, what is with that? You just want to say hi. That was very Rico-esque.
So we're driving to Columbia, Missouri. Jacob's driving, obviously. He's really excited about it, about the drive. And I figured he's not sleeping, so that's good, because normally he's sleeping if I'm driving and we're making this trip.
Already?
I need to make those trips with them go as quickly as possible. Wow.
This is fantastic. So you guys are about 2 hours in to a almost
what 4.5 hour drive?
Yeah, we're
Coming up on Platte City.
Coming up on Platte City, the greatest quick trip ever with the largest. Now all quick trips have this, but the largest that I've seen of coffee on tap. So
Tap. You mean like you pull the knob and coffee comes out?
yes.
All right, you're breaking up just a bit.
Game changer.
All right, so
yes.
Can I say something? You know how you put the cartridges behind stout drinks or the canisters?
Mm-hmm.
So they have bagged coffee. What's it connected to, Jerome? The coffee.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, it's probably a bag, I'm guessing.
Okay. All right. So it's bags.
It's probably a bag.
Hey, and you like your coffee? We've talked about this. You like a little cream?
Yeah, sweeter, a little sweet coffee.
Okay. But in a pinch, will you take it black? This is gonna be tough.
Yeah, we may have to try again.
Or go audio only. I like the video.
I do.
All right. Well, Shane, we'll try it and we'll go audio only.
It might take a little too much bandwidth for the service that they have.
Yeah,
right?
the audio only is going to be the same thing.
He was trying to. So I ran into him getting coffee. Ironically enough, this morning he was getting coffee, not me. I was getting my drinks
right here.
Yeah.
Why was he on this? Oh, Jacob lives right down the street from me.
Yeah. So
he legit lives right on the corner.
Yeah, no,
108th and Harrison.
Yeah, I think I've been to those apartments. I don't think he's moved since last time I was there.
Dox him.
You said the
right
location,
on the,
not
I
me.
said right on the corner of 108th and Harrison. It could be anywhere.
There's a lot of apartments.
I live off the corner of 108th and Harrison.
There is no. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, here, and I'm like 10 minutes out
at that place.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like 10, 12 minutes out from coming over here to do the show. And Mike's like, hey, no, come here. This is what you do with the coffee. You get this, and then you put a little bit of this in there, get a little bit of sweetness. And I'm like, yeah, I don't drink a lot of coffee, man. I was like, I'm glad that you found something you like, but I gotta go.
It seems like a lot of work to bag coffee for those.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know
if it's going to be the fountain concept.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that works.
This pre-made mocha java,
I guess.
We can try Mike again here.
I don't know anything about coffee.
Mike, how we doing?
I'm doing good. Sorry, we're driving, so it just service is
there you go. Hey, so can you, in a pinch, if you don't like what they're offering, will you drink your coffee black?
Yes, that's the way I'll answer that. I don't mind black coffee. Actually, I don't. Well, yeah. Sometimes black is better.
I don't drink coffee. I don't know anything. I agree, but I don't drink coffee, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've never been one to discriminate.
So you always are on a budget. What are you willing to spend on coffee?
Not like nothing more than a couple bucks.
You're getting good $2 coffee?
No, I just don't discriminate, like I said. So I will take sometimes, you gotta get to the hole, if you will, and just take what you need. Sometimes you got. So, hey, Damon, we've all been there. I'm gonna lean back for this. Sometimes the lights are about to come on in the club, and you just gotta take what you can get.
That's your coffee game, huh?
Yeah. Right.
It's not the quality. It's whatever you can get by 2 a.m. or for $2. That's what we're doing.
Hey,
yeah.
Along those lines, because you're traveling with somebody that I think is equally as brutal, have you been taking advantage of the fast food, trying to bring their prices down, like the $3 menus, and you got free burgers the other day? Have you been on that?
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that we're gonna try and grab some maybe lunch before we get to Columbia, and it's probably gonna be on the cheap. So we're gonna do our best to find the place that is, can give us a good.
Where's the?
Well, I don't know. The last time I did that with Jacob, Jacob bought the like $14 like meal thing, and I was like, "Yo, man, like we're on a budget."
Wait, $14 for lunch?
It was like a double whatever something special thing. It was a lot.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's not true. I paid for it.
I don't know if I would pay $14 for a fast food lunch.
Oh, I do it constantly.
Well, he had to get the specialty Mountain Dew or whatever drink thing.
Where did we even eat? What do you eat?
We stopped.
Angry Jacob is a funny Jacob.
You got the like fancy whatever.
All right.
We may have to go audio only.
Here's like getting made fun of.
All right. I'm gonna give this one more time, or you're gonna have to go audio only. What are we looking for? Why are you guys traveling?
So we're going to the Midwest Basketball Showcase, which is normally in Kansas City, but it's in Columbia, Missouri this year because of the war. Kansas City hotel rooms and stuff were a lot. So this is the Scholastic Live period, or where kids are playing with their high school teams for a live period, meaning in front of Division I coaches, or Division II or whatever, it doesn't matter. But Division I coaches are going to be out on the road, and this event has been fantastic. I've gone to every iteration of this event since they've had it. The first one was like Grady Dick was there, so that was when he was going to be a sophomore in high school. So that was a long time ago, but it's always a really good event. All the basketball coaches associations from, primarily Missouri is the one that runs it, but you have Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. So teams from, high school teams from all over those states are at this event. So it's a nice event. It's a good event. Everyone that I've ever talked to about it has been great, except for last year the AC went out at home field, so it got a little sticky. But other than that, it's been pretty good.
Is there anybody in particular that you're going there to see in terms of individual players?
No, just we'll cover all the teams from Nebraska, obviously. There is, like, looking at it, there isn't a bunch of high level talent from the other states that are going to be here anyway. So we'll kind of see, I'll just have to kind of communicate, if you will, and kind of see where all the coaches are going, what players that is, that are outside of Nebraska that we don't know about in particular. But so we'll do our best to get it covered, and we'll see every team from Nebraska at least one time. So, and then obviously, Callan Steinbeck and AL will be here as well. So watch him again. I just saw him again on Monday night. So saw him last week. I mean, I've seen him quite a lot this summer. So we'll do our best to do our best.
Let me ask you something. With what's going on in the 2027 recruiting cycle and 2028 from a basketball standpoint, you think this is about going to be the standard after the huge boom, 6-7 years ago, and then kind of sprinkling it in? Is this about what you see happening here?
Yeah, it feels like, just the way college basketball has changed, it feels like you're going to get one or two maybe Division I guys from Nebraska every year. I mean, we lived in that era was, the top of the mountain, tip of the iceberg, all of that. This is if you have 1, 2, 3 Division I guys a year, that's probably a good thing, and it probably won't be the high level guys. Obviously, this year we have London Dada, who's going to Creighton, so that's a high level player. But guys like a Levi Webb has a Northern Illinois offer, and So a little more, that's a MAC school, but they haven't been great. But at least it's a Division I offer. So you have that sprinkled in. That's probably where we're at. Even looking, down the line to 28, 29. We just don't have the size right now and length and athleticism and all that stuff to really produce, multiple high major guys every year.
What do you think? What's the ceiling? Do you think, or maybe I should talk high floor for Castor Horn?
I think he's at this point, I think he's a D2, D1 tweener, like your, NSIC, MIAA, Summit League type of player right now. I think that's where he's at right now. So depending on who he plays in front of and what weekend it is and how he plays that, weekend down the stretch here of the summer, depends on where he ends up or where he'll end up. But I think he's kind of right in that kind of range there.
Are you ready for next week?
Hell yeah, I'm ready. I've been ready since December. I've been working on this thing since December.
Yeah. Who's it? I mean, what?
You can say hell. This is the internet.
Well, it's just weird how you said it. Like, he was excited.
I'm excited.
What was the final count? Was it 22 teams?
We have 20 teams for the 7-on-7 tournament next week, July 18th and 19th at Bellevue West. Bellevue West, fantastic host. Shout out to John Morrow and Nicole Jaros, the excellent Bellevue West activities secretary that helps out a ton for this. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be pretty good. Hopefully we won't have any stuff that I've seen the last 2 weeks at Passing League with the extra after plays. Let's just call it conversations that have happened.
Those were more than conversations the other day.
Well, that one was. I was there. So we're not going to have any of that. So I'm going to tell every team before when they arrive that if we do any of the dumb head crown on top of someone's head after you made a play, you're going to be kicked out. So we're not doing that and those sort of things because we want to make it fun. Don't want to take away, the fun and the excitement and the personalities, but we're definitely not going to have dust ups. Well, Wednesday was a little more than a dust up. So
I sent Ravi the video because, well, you know why.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I had some feelings about it.
Yeah.
They're 2 for 2. Yeah, I know. They're trying to schedule for 7-on-7 if they want to come out and watch.
I didn't. You broke up. I didn't hear that.
Where can people find the 7-on-7 schedule for next week, and if they want to come down to Bellevue West and watch?
The schedule is on our website. We've shared it, I think, about 4 or 5 times on different social medias leading up here. So there's a whole list of like what it is and what it means and stuff on our website. It's hurrdatsports.com or the NebPreps.com actually. We'll take you to hurrdatsports.com if you want to find it quicker. But like I said, we have Millard South in it. That means Trey Taylor, the newly minted 5-star, will be there. Braylon Warren, the newly minted 4-star quarterback, will also be there participating. And, every other team. So, like, Millard North, Bellevue West, Trainer, Iowa, Lewis Central, Omaha Burke, Omaha Central, who else? Omaha North, who won it last year. Remember that, Damon? Omaha North was the winner last year. And then like Columbus Lakeview is in it. So that's nice and cool then. Fremont Bergen is in it. So Bergen Catholic. You got to say that appropriately. Scott Catholic is once again in it as well. So yeah, we have 20 teams, all different classes and sizes and all of that stuff.
What time
do you think will be done Friday?
Well,
assuming we could make it to the quarter.
The championship game is scheduled for 3:15. So you'll be out of there by 4. If you make it to the championship game, it's scheduled for 3:15.
And what time do we start?
Both days start, I believe, at 9 a.m.
Killing me.
Early.
Well, you don't have to be there all day.
No, I'm well aware.
That's what a scheduling matrix gets you. You know, you're only there for like 2 hours, and then you can go if you want.
You do love the Matrix.
Yeah, I'm more of a blue pill guy myself. Whatever that one is, I've never seen it.
I've never seen the Matrix either.
What's the red pill get you? Jacob, what's the red pill get you? You think?
What do you say? What'd you say?
JP, have you seen the Matrix?
Yeah.
What's the red pill get you?
What's the red pill? I forgot which one is which, but back to normal and like.
No, red pill is you dive into the Matrix. Red pill is you like get unplugged. Blue pill is
I don't know.
It was a very long time ago. I remember there were 2 pills. I just don't remember which one is which. He don't know.
Well, I bet you two are awesome on the road together.
We have been talking about the 2027 NFL draft and how the Jets are going to get the franchise quarterback of my dreams. And we've been talking about the Packers.
Who is that?
Yeah, who do you even want?
Because you guys are going to be fighting Arizona.
Well, okay, we have. Okay, did you just say fighting for the number 1? No, we're going to be way better than that.
Are you?
We have 3 first-round picks. We have 3 first-round picks. 3.
So you'll probably be better than Miami.
We have.
You'll be better than Arizona.
You think Geno's going to suck that bad?
I don't know. I mean,
do you think Geno's going to suck?
I'm just trying to say who you're going to be better than. Are you going to be better than? I mean, that's about it.
Wow.
Browns?
Wow.
You're not going to be better than the Saints.
Then the who?
Saints. Yeah.
Do you forget that we have Garrett Wilson?
No, but I think sometimes the Jets forget they have Garrett Wilson.
Well, that's because Brady Cook was playing quarterback.
All right, last question, because I just want to hear Jacob's thoughts on how much Watson got paid. Are you cool?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, it's a super team-friendly deal. Like, you look at the actual details of it, it's a lot of incentive base, a lot of the guarantees up for it's much less guaranteed than a lot of other similar contracts. So it's basically the exact type of contract they needed for a guy like him.
And you still get to get vertical with Jordan Love.
Until he gets hurt again.
Wow.
That's why the guarantees are low.
Wow. Such a hater. All right.
I mean, we like, you don't like Omar Cooper Jr., Kenyon Sadiq? Like, come on. We got some players. Breece Hall?
I get it. Breece got paid. I'm happy for you.
Hey, I saw a picture the other day. Remember Braylon Allen, that big ass dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up to 250 right now.
Oof. Yeah.
That's a monster.
Big boy.
Saw that guy live up close. He's a big boy.
Yeah, good luck tackling that guy.
Sometimes he actually tackles himself. I keep thinking when they came to Lincoln, and I was like, he's hurt. But keep playing him because their replacement is running better.
Hey, how bad are the Steelers going to be with old man crappy Aaron Rodgers?
We play in a legit division, so we don't have bottom feeders like Miami and the Jets there. So I don't know. I'm just hoping we can survive.
You guys are really old.
Wow. I forgot how much I enjoy talking to you.
Hey, Damon, you could come out of retirement and maybe get a couple downs for the Steelers. They like those old dudes.
Wow. Here's to hoping you choke on your coffee and burn your throat on the way down.
Wow. That was not nice.
Just saying. All right, you guys, safe travels.
Hey, I have one last question for you. How's my favorite Benning Mercedes Benning doing?
She's good. She asked me for pictures from yesterday's camp, and I assume she is good. She said, okay. Send me the videos of my have an appointment with the cardiologist. Love you. Have a good day.
That's very sweet of her.
She's a very sweet lady.
I know, unlike you.
Well, there's always hope for Zoe.
It skips a generation.
Wow. Okay.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later.
All right. See you, Don Benning's son.
Bye.
Wow. That is Mike Sautter. Hurrdat for NebPreps.
I don't miss him at all.
Let's take a quick break. We'll get into some of the little bit of the running game block scheme talk we were talking about earlier.
I mean, we could always talk Mahomes' contract.
You want to? You want to talk about $500 million? Whatever his end of final compensation is going to be?
I don't think that wasn't necessary.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know if they were just going to keep moving money though. But
I mean, they were going to have to do something at some point. I don't know if today was the day, but
yeah, it seemed a little unnecessary.
Seemed a little aggressive. You know what's not unnecessary?
Well, they got Steve back too, so
calling our friends over at Next Gen Mail Medical. That's always necessary. 402-614-9700. Did you go over there yesterday?
I did.
You get your stuff?
I did.
I have to go today. My stuff wasn't ready yet, so I got to go.
Good to go.
Good to go. You feeling good?
I feel great.
You're gonna be ready to rip roaring, ready to go for 7-on-7
after I get some sleep.
In case you have to
at some point
break up any conversations next week.
Hey, that's your guys.
We'll have to talk to him.
That's your
conversation. Give them a call, 402-614-9700. Tell them DB and I sent you. Get a free vitamin shot with your first order. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
So you're headed to the College World Series and you don't want to deal with downtown parking at all? Here's your move. Park free at Westroads Mall on 102nd and Dodge and hop on Orbit, Omaha's rapid bus line that runs straight downtown. It only costs $1.25 each way. Orbit runs every 10 minutes during peak time, every 20 minutes during the evening up until midnight, so you're not sitting around waiting. The ride takes about a half hour. It's going to drop you off on 15th and Dodge, and you can hop on the free ballpark bus, which will take you right in front of the stadium. Or you can just walk. It's about 15 minutes. Here's something people don't think about. Orbit runs for about 45 minutes after the last game ends, so you're not scrambling for a ride when the game's over. It's free parking, a cheap ride, and you skip all the downtown traffic. For a lot of people, that's the easiest way to get to the College World Series.
Can we have some sour power right now?
Let's do it. I'll use the tongue.
Cheers. I see why this amps you guys up. Will I hit home runs now or no?
I think you might hit 20.
Oh, okay. All right, Scott Newman, you are the official passer outer of the Sour Power. How important is this job?
It's about as important as it gets. It's probably second to playing, which obviously that's probably the most important considering that's why we're here. But I take very good pride in it.
How did you get this bestowed upon you?
I stole it from Ryan Wynn. Bryce Callaway was the idea creator. Okay. Ryan Wynn started passing it out, and I snatched it, and I took it.
So take me through the process here. Who gets the Sour Power and when?
So any positive, run scored, sacrifice fly, the hitter and the runner gets Sour Power. When pitchers get hungry on the bench, they get a Sour Power. When the coaches want a Sour Power, they obviously get a Sour Power. But no, everyone really enjoys the Sour Power. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever you want it, not really, but usually it's home runs, everyone. But yeah, when you do something positive, you get a sour power. Like if you come off the mound and you have a nice inning, you get a sour power.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports HQ. We are.
That's interesting.
What's that?
So Shane, I finally figured out what he's talking about. We're on camera for a lot longer before he can even say anything.
Yeah, let's not put me on camera until we're closer to us getting ready.
Okay, so what happens is I'm just gonna.
That's why
I actually did that early for you.
I don't want it early. Like I don't want it early till I can talk. Like I don't want to. Like if I see this isn't on you. This was miscommunication.
Right.
I'm just when I see myself, I assume I should be able to talk. Like once the camera's up, it feels like the intro's over or that it's ending.
So
I almost would like it if. Like laid on the camera earlier on the audio.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like I want
for the most if you want it, we'll just do it right now.
You want to practice?
No. If you want, you should just be able to go right after the voice guy.
Right, I understand that, but is it always the voice guy? Because there's a long gap with music before the voice guy.
That gap's there, so I can do all three things at once. That's the reason why that 6-second gap is there.
That's totally fine.
Because if it's 3 seconds, I'm not going to have enough time to get all that stuff.
Sometimes I'll just be putting on my headphones. Should I be prepared?
Is there any way to just not put us on camera until the big voice guy starts talking? Is that possible or no?
Yeah, I can do that right when he starts talking.
Yeah,
that gives me 3 seconds to do 4 things then, but I can do that.
I thought you just said you had 6 seconds.
No, that's what the music bed.
Yeah, but the 6 seconds you can do the other 3 things.
That's fascinating. I finally just saw a practical application.
But we can work on that, yeah. I like that. I'll forget over the weekend.
You're already thinking about the weekend?
Oh, he checked out at least an hour ago. You know that. It's Friday.
Speaking of which, where'd the little kid go?
I'm surprised he's still
here. He checked
here.
out too.
I thought
is he on his way to?
Yeah, I think he's
Schwab.
He's down at CWS. Yeah.
Did you guys hear Georgia's coach say TD Ameritrade?
I did not, but shoot, I say it half the time. Like
trying to catch up with corporate sponsors.
Who else? I mean, they haven't been here in a minute. I'm surprised he didn't say Rosenblatt. They haven't been here since Rosenblatt, right? Oh wait,
yeah,
that's all right. You know,
who'd they play in that championship game against?
2008.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
not a chance.
That's not Fresno State, is it?
Damn it.
Let's go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good pull.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a very good pull.
I'm happy about that.
I have a program signed by one Mark Richt.
Yeah, I love Mark Richt. That's my guy.
Me too. I lost a good buddy last year that would always hate on Mark Richt. We never got along over that.
Yeah.
And my buddy Jeff Banghart.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's like, Rick is overrated. Can't win the big one. The guy wins 10 games a year. Wait, Rick got all the stats on recruiting, but not playing for championships.
Oh yeah. No, I mean
he slowed way down from a health standpoint.
He did, yeah, because he had a nice early run at Miami.
I think he's got the official diagnosis, right?
Does he?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Oh.
Yeah, I was a big Mark Richt fan.
He still let him. He gets work sometimes in studio.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to work a ton or is capable of working a ton, but he was the Florida State offensive coordinator I said this before. That's who I wanted to take over Florida State, is I wanted Mark Richt.
Amazing, Daniel! You fell on your face
as the next.
Why'd
head
you
coach.
put him up here?
I don't know. He was on the floor, and I don't know.
No, he was on the shelf.
I mean,
that's where he belongs,
on the bottom shelf.
Wow.
He was on the last rung.
That's your shelf. You're responsible for what goes on over there.
Because you threw him there.
No.
Yeah, because I threw him over there, and then you brought him back over here. Remember? You not remember when I threw him across the room?
Yeah, I definitely remember.
Yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
What? I need you to practice kindness.
I'm always kind.
No. So you didn't like Mahomes' deal?
I mean, I think Kansas City has to do whatever they have to do. I don't know. Like, we've talked about this before. The NFL cap makes zero sense to me when they're moving around money and stuff. So I just assume they're trying to do the most advantageous thing to pay him as much as possible while maintaining as much cap room as possible. I'm not well versed enough in it to be like, this is really smart of them financially or really stupid. So I kind of just have to rely on other cap experts that I don't even know that I trust them to be like, yeah, this was a smart financial move. I have no idea.
Action Jackson, are you still with us or did you leave with Rico?
Yeah, no, I'd be here.
Did the Panthers have to pay Coker this early?
Yeah, he was going to be a not early free agent, but he was going to be a free agent, I believe, by the end of the season. And they're really big on him, and it was between him or Leggett, so they needed to sign one of them. And Leggett is just not going to be in their future plans.
I mean, would they get him? That's $335 for Coker.
Yes,
I believe so. Yeah,
yeah. And listen, us cokeheads out there, like, I'm big on Jalen Coker.
You and the Caniacs.
Is that your guys' official title?
Yeah. Listen, when he caught the go-ahead touchdown in the wild card round over the Rams, I was like, I am a cokehead for life. This is incredible.
You better watch out. You hope TK doesn't change jurisdictions. He's coming after you.
No,
yeah, I made the mistake of when I was watching that game, I tweeted out, I was like, cokehead for life. And I got a lot of very weird people in the replies of that tweet. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Probably not following sports.
A lot of questions. In there.
Like, oh, is that right? I don't know. I didn't mind. I think they're a little premature on Mahomes' deal, and it's just numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a lot of guaranteed money, though.
They're just. It seems like they're always just moving.
But that's
stuff
how they had.
around.
That's how they had to do it.
Yeah, I just assume it's what they have to do to keep paying him and to maintain any sort of cap flexibility.
You're out on Jalen Hurts, right? Because you famously told me that they couldn't.
I didn't think they could win a Super Bowl with him at quarterback. That's fair. But it's fun. So the Jalen Hurts thing is more complicated than you paint it.
It's just interesting because Brown gets to Philly and he's praising May on being a true leader. And conversely, Jalen Hurts is like, hey, I think I'm just going to go back to being a little stoic and I'm going to lead that way.
Yeah. So
these guys are talking passive aggressively about one another.
I was really high on. I'm gonna rewind this all the way back. I was really high on Hurts coming out of college because I thought he was being severely underrated.
Even as a second rounder, you're like, oh.
Well, I looked at him compared to some of the other guys, and I was like, were we sure Jalen Hurts isn't better than some of these guys?
Yeah.
I thought second rounder, that was a good value pick for them. And then what it really got to me was, okay, he went from undervalued to Jalen Hurts is that guy. And that sort of flipped the dynamics for me a little bit, where I go, okay, we kind of went from underrated to I felt overrated pretty quickly there.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really so I wasn't a Jalen Hurts guy in that sense that I thought he was as good as the top end people that were on him did, but he's not one of those guys that I think sucks. I thought he was one of those guys that maybe you don't pay him like a franchise quarterback, right? Like that next tier of guys where I like him more than Jordan Love. I'm not a big Jordan Love guy. I'm not enamored with him, and I know you hammer me for it, and that's fine.
But
I'm lower on.
I think you're going to really be wrong about that.
That's fine, but I'm lower on Jordan Love than I am on Jalen Hurts, or that I ever was on Jalen Hurts.
Love's pretty good.
He's fine. To be determined. We'll see.
Still?
Yeah. He's better than.
The safest thing to say is than you thought.
He's better than I thought he was when they signed the extension after half a season of good football. I still don't know if they had to do the extension at that point or at that number. And I still don't know if he's worth what they ended up paying him. But he's better than I was concerned it might be for what the contract was based on the sample size. With Hurts, I still think there's probably like more often than not, and obviously it worked out for them, right? They won the Super Bowl. Everybody's happy except A.J. Brown, and everybody else now is unhappy, right? Like Sirianni doesn't like anybody on his team. Nobody likes Sirianni. Like it's a weird situation.
Well, apparently Jalen Carter doesn't feel like showing up.
Yeah,
it's a weird franchise.
It's a super weird franchise, right? But typically, the place you're going to get into trouble in terms of building an NFL team is paying a quarterback who's not that guy money.
So where are you coming out on Baker Mayfield?
I don't think that.
I did think it was interesting that Bowles is like, yeah, pay the man.
Yeah, he's an interesting one because I like what he brings. He seems. Guys sort of seem to gravitate towards him in a way that I don't think is true of Jalen Hurts. And I don't know how to quantify that from a financial standpoint. Like, if you've got a guy that guys rally around, that's obviously worth something.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that outside of, hey, he had that awesome year with Liam Cohen as his OC. He's got some really, really great years. He's got some years where I wouldn't have wanted to pay him. Obviously, he had some years where people didn't want him on the roster. Like, there's a lot of variance there, but he's also a guy that's like, yeah, if he goes through it, he's going to come out the other side.
Duval.
So there's like a certain level of that's worth something financially. I just don't know what it is. So Baker Mayfield's actually, for me, one of the hardest decisions in terms of money, because you have seen super high level out of him. I don't think I wouldn't put him in that category of very, very top guys. So I probably would pay him a little less than they ended up doing, but there's a lot of intangibles there with Baker Mayfield that I don't know what to do with financially. And if you tell me they're worth a certain amount, I'm probably not going to argue.
You pay the guy, right?
You have to keep him around.
Well, because that was like 4 minutes of is Baker Mayfield a top 10 quarterback in the NFL?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do we want to go through the list and see where he lands?
I think before the second half of last season, you had him in your top 6.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
You've always been higher on Baker than I have. There's parts of Baker that I really like. I don't know where I put him with like the upper echelon of quarterbacks. I'm just going to go through real quick. Okay. So Matthew Stafford, better than Baker Mayfield, right?
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
We're going to start on a weird one here. Drake May.
I mean, not currently.
Okay, so
listen. I'm not dumb. Like if I'm starting a team tomorrow.
No, let's say for this upcoming year, this upcoming year, Baker or Drake.
I would take Baker Mayfield.
Okay, so we've got 2 guys ahead of him. Herbert.
I like Herbert more than most. I'd probably take Justin Herbert.
Okay. Josh Allen. 4. Dak Prescott.
Take Dak.
That's 5. Jared Goff.
God, if I had to win tomorrow.
Just this upcoming year, 2026.
Probably take Baker.
Okay, so we're at 5 still. Joe Burrow. Jordan Love.
I'd take Love.
That's 7. Patrick Mahomes.
We already did Mahomes.
Okay, sorry. 7. Let's see here. Who else we got?
Matt, what
Lamar.
about Lamar Jackson? I'd take Lamar Jackson.
All right, we're at 8. Brock Purdy. He's a tough one because of the system and Kyle Shanahan, I think. I think that's a really challenging one to personally.
Do I get Shanahan? I take Purdy.
That's 9. Caleb Williams. Mayfield. Okay. I assume Ravi.
Even though I think Caleb Williams is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, but for this upcoming year, I can understand that. I assume
you could make the case that he's a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, but that's when you say top. That's why I hesitated because I think it's somewhere probably between 9 and 12.
What do you pay that guy? That's the question.
Yeah,
and I think you know the answer.
I know what the market rate is, and I know it makes me uncomfortable
for a guy that's in the top half of the league.
Yeah, because I think there's some of those guys in the top. Let's call it 12, because I feel comfortable saying 12 with Mayfield. That's still in the top half of the league. I think there is a bunch of those guys that I don't know if I make them that much of my salary cap that I'm in good shape. That's where this gets challenging for me. It's not about necessarily the ranking within other quarterbacks. It's about the asset allocation and what I can't spend money on other places, because some of these guys need way more help than others.
You want a list that, and this was from, I think it was Nick Shook. He writes for NFL.com.
Mm-hmm.
You know who was in his so there's 4 tier 1 quarterbacks from 2025.
Mm-hmm.
This is just 2025 alone.
Yeah, so Mahomes isn't in this because he was injured.
Correct.
Or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Correct. There's 4 quarterbacks. Do you know who they were?
Allen.
Correct.
Herbert.
Incorrect.
Okay. Stafford.
Correct. 2 more.
Lamar didn't have a good year. In that
We've
sense.
said both of them.
Who are they?
Dak Prescott and Drake May.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drake May, almost 70% completion, 37 to 12.
No, he had a very good year.
I mean, he had the 15 fumbles.
Yeah.
Tier 2.
Okay.
Tier 2, there are 1, 2.
Is that where you get your
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Is that 9 in tier 2?
Is that where I get my injured superstars?
So tier 2,
like Burrow, Mahomes,
Herbert, Lawrence. Now these are in order.
Okay.
Sam Darnold, Caleb Williams, Jared Goff, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes. Tier 3 is where you get the Love, Purdy, Mayfield. We're all in a row.
So he's got Mayfield after
16, 17, 18.
Okay.
From just 2025.
Yeah, the drop off from Liam Cohen to not Liam Cohen does give me some hesitation with, I don't think it's a coincidence that that's the best year of Baker's career. Right? And so I don't that gives me some pause on, I don't know what to expect this upcoming year. Was that a hiccup for Mayfield, or is that what to expect without Liam Cohen? I don't know.
Doesn't CJ Stroud seem like better than a 21 to 13 guy? But he only completed 64% of his passes, which these days is kind of low.
Yeah, you probably need to be north of 66, 67, somewhere in there to start being in a good category. I don't think high 60s is out of the question anymore if you're expecting to be any kind of efficient quarterback.
I'm inclined to agree.
Stroud is super interesting because his career, year 1 CJ Stroud versus everything else has been so different looking, not just statistically.
And you like a healthy Nico Collins, but again, he got hurt. You like Jaden Higgins.
Yeah.
I think you're going to like Tank Dell.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a horrific looking injury. You love Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, so you would think he's got enough, and the defense has been phenomenal.
They do have to pass protect, right?
Right.
Nursery Tiller, Rutledge.
But he's got a lot going for him.
Ingram. He's fascinating.
He is. I don't know what to do with him at all. Like at all. What's his contract at?
So
has he gotten paid yet?
Isn't it now?
I would say it's about to kick in, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure because he went early.
I thought so.
He went early. He definitely went early because his extension was.
Is this right?
Yeah, he got the extension early. He got the 224 mil. The contract update, yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, you probably don't
he's locked up.
Feel awesome about that right now, considering what it's looked like the last couple of years.
Yeah, but you don't want to go back and get another quarterback in the market, right?
No, you don't. But he's a really good example of kind of what I'm talking about. Like if he evens out and is what he's been the last couple of years, and he's getting top quarterback money, that puts you in a pretty tough spot. Because then you have to go draft the pass protection and the offensive line that you need help on and hope that they are ready by the time, like you're probably going to have to hit on some day 2 and day 3 offensive linemen that you need to start in order to get that where it needs to be. And that's why I say paying guys that aren't that guy are in really tough spots.
That's going to be fascinating at the quarterback spot because of the market.
The market's the part that gives me the hardest time. Because like if all money's equal, which obviously it's not, but if you're just like, hey, every quarterback makes $25 million a year, really easy for me to slot those guys.
See, that's a good point, BDR. Baker, top 15 quarterback, super high ceiling. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because even as poor as his second half of the season was last year,
which was weird because that's when they got healthy.
Hey, I mean, he was still 26-11.
Yeah.
He's a 67%er. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, the ceiling's very high. We've seen the ceiling.
Cut down on the fumbles.
The ceiling,
although he still may have hit double digits.
The ceiling's awesome.
Maybe didn't. Was he 5 or 11? Those two numbers stick out in my head.
Let me see if I can find it.
I can.
That's the hard part with Mayfield is there is a super high ceiling, and we've seen
11. It was 11.
We've seen it happen, right? So that's do you want to pay that guy based on the high ceiling? Like how old is he? 30?
Well, he said they're not even
31.
They're not even close. He said.
Who?
He in Tampa.
Oh yeah. I mean, I imagine he wants. I would guess he wants pretty close to top of the market money.
If Drake May was going 37-12 without a top flight 1,
I would expect Baker Mayfield wants at least Brock Purdy money. That would be my guess.
They're about the same.
So you're looking at that's the one you spent a lot of time deliberating. So that's the one I used.
Yeah.
So you're talking $50 million a year. At 31 years old, do you want to pay you want to pay Baker Mayfield $51 million? That's the question that Tampa has to answer.
God, I would go if I were Baker, I would go on like a 3-year, get as much guaranteed as I could.
Sure. Like, hey, give me 3 years, 110, all guaranteed.
That's going to be low, but all guaranteed may be enticing.
That's what $33 million a year guaranteed. Like 110 guaranteed is a lot.
It's a lot on the books, though.
It is, but if you can structure that,
I don't think you can get away with paying your starting quarterback $33 million a year. Not if you're Tampa. There's no way. There's no way.
I mean, what's the guaranteed money on some of the other contracts? 33 can't be that far from the top on guaranteed money. Because I know Purdy's not making.
I don't think I would take that. Is that weird?
Would 3 years 120? That's $40 million a year guaranteed.
We're getting there.
Because that's still, I mean, let's assume that he reaches all of his benchmarks or whatever to get to whatever the fake real number would be. That's still a discount for Tampa Bay.
I mean, and that roster is built there. I mean, they can win the division clearly. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
No disrespect to
that division's there for the taking
Jackson,
every
but
year.
I mean, 8 wins won that thing.
Yes, that division is there for the taking every year. So you kind of have to go for it, but I don't know, man. You bet if you're going to pay him that, you better feel good about every other spot.
A starting quarterback in the top half of the league, 33 guaranteed, that's too low. I think they would laugh.
I'm trying to look at some of the other guaranteed numbers.
Speaking of deals, who's up? Like, what are you gonna do with Lamar? And who's blocking for him?
Well, he's fast. You don't need him to block.
We're just not talking about Lamar Jackson's deal.
Yeah.
Don't forget, CJ Stroud still has a 5th-year option. He hasn't been offered.
But he did get the extension on the monies on the back end, though.
Yes.
They're going to pick that option up. I think you have to.
I would guess.
Do you want to go back in the draft?
No, that's the problem. That's the problem.
And I get it. This draft is supposed to be amazing from a depth standpoint. I mean, our quarterback draft this year is going to be. Are we doing that? I think we need to do
NFL. You want to do NFL this year too?
Got to keep watering the bamboo.
That's a lot.
So, guaranteed at signing money for quarterbacks, 120 would put would put Baker Mayfield between Dak Prescott and Jared Goff for guaranteed at signing money, which is really the only money you can actually count on.
Well, Dak got the what? Is Dak 5,264? What is Dak?
His was Dak was 4,240.
4,240?
Mm-hmm. 5,260.
So hang on. Let's just work backwards here because you said 3,110.
Right, but
guaranteed.
Dak's guaranteed money at signing is only 129. So it's about half of what the
Dak's guaranteed money is more than Baker's deal.
I understand that.
It's not even like,
but the guarantee is nearly the same.
Oh, 129, 110.
Yeah, but you're taking Dak over Baker. You said that.
I am, but
so
Dak
he should make more.
Almost twice Baker's money. Even
if he makes all that money, that's the question. Like
Dak's going to be in Dallas 4 more years.
Okay, I don't know what the markers are for him to get from 129 to 240. Like I don't know.
I mean, that's way different than like Mahomes through 2033 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes's practical value on his contract is about $400 million that he's likely to see. Is that's how they're putting this? So
that's incredible.
So to your point, it looks like, let me look at the practical guarantee here, which is things that are likely to happen, but they could still not happen. Dak's practical guarantee is 231.
Yeah.
Which is third. So that's pretty high. If we're talking practical guaranteed money.
People thought when Dak did that deal, people thought Dak was overpaid.
Yeah. So practical guaranteed money, right? Because that
Dak just made NFL.com's tier 1 quarterbacks. If Dak repeats the season he had last year and Dallas can breathe defensively,
that's a big if.
They're super revamped.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they're not gonna be bottom in the league 2 years in a row and give up 70% touchdowns in the red zone. There's no way.
So just real quick here. I think you're talking about practical guarantee, which is the money they're likely to see. But okay. So 120 there's a huge gap between, like there's a clear drop off.
At what number? 8, 9?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
See?
At 12.
That's
right at the spot.
That makes my point even
But
more.
But if we say he's 10, 12-ish.
Yeah, let's say 12, 14.
Okay, so here, 12, 14. Number 12, the number 12 practical guarantee is 160. You know what number 13 is?
110.
60. So if we think he's between 12,
who's got the one? Who's the practical 110?
The practical 160 is Jordan Love. The practical 60, who is next, is Daniel Jones. Matt Stafford's practical guarantee is only 55, but he's doing short deals.
Yeah, which is kind of how I would do it.
Darnold's was 55 because he was doing a 3-year deal. Baker currently his practical guarantee is at 50. So his practical guarantee at 120 would more than double.
Boy, statistically, there is an incredible drop-off in tiers. Tier 1, I'm just going to give it to you. And I'm not a huge like stats diehard quarterback guy. Stafford in 20 games, 5,600 yards, 52 touchdown passes, 9 interceptions. Okay, Josh Allen in tier 1. 29 and 12, 69% completion percentage, 19 games. 16 rushing touchdowns, though.
Okay. Yeah, that's an equalizer.
Okay, Dak went 30 and 10, 4,500 yards, 67 completion percentage. Only had the 6 fumbles, 2 rushing touchdowns. Drake May, the last of the tier 1 guys.
37 and 12.
37 and 12, 69% completion percentage, 5 rushing touchdowns, but 15 fumbles. Okay. Then tier 2. Did you think Herbert was better than 26, was better than a 2-to-1 touchdowns interceptions?
Probably a little, yeah. I would have said like 2.5 to 1, probably. I didn't think he was 3 to 1, but I would have said 2.5 to 1.
3,800 yards, almost 3,900, 66% completion percentage.
What did we get for rushing from him?
Touchdowns, just 2.
Okay.
But 555 rushing yards, though.
Yeah.
And a guy that sacked a ton.
Yeah. So that's pretty good.
That's a little surprising.
That many yards?
Yeah.
I mean, he was running a lot.
He's a good athlete.
And last year, he was running a lot without the tackles.
What do you think Trevor Lawrence's completion percentage is?
I believe it went up last year. I believe it went up last year with Cohen. I think he got up to like 65.
60 on the dot.
Oh, geez, that's rough. That's rough.
On the dot.
Yeah, he needs to figure that out.
9 rushing touchdowns, though.
He's sort of like Herbert, like he's a good athlete. He's not as
32 to 14 touchdowns, interceptions.
You'll take that from him.
The 60% is
low.
Low.
You need to be at least 65. You need to be at least 65.
Only just the 5 fumbles, though.
So I will say, if you take out Deshaun Watson, because he's a total outlier in this list, because everybody's like, hey, what was Cleveland doing? The 120 would put Baker Mayfield at 12.
Sam Darnold, we consider a good athlete, right?
Yeah.
109 rushing yards, no rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he doesn't.
12 fumbles.
Think he's more 12. That's a lot of fumbles for a guy that doesn't run that much.
Yep.
That's too many. You understand it with Drake May, like he was running around quite a bit.
Yeah. I get the Caleb Williams thing, though. You know what his completion percentage? It's by far
58.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's 57.
Oof.
57.3.
Yeah.
It's by far the lowest.
Yeah. That's tough. That's a guy where if you get him to like 62, you're ecstatic.
Yeah.
Now,
And, he's in the tier. He's in the second tier.
Yeah. If you get him to like 62 this year, that changes your entire trajectory as a franchise almost.
To this whole exercise with it, which started with Baker, I'm just telling you that quarterbacks are such a rare animal in contract negotiation. They're almost like no other position in sports.
Yeah, it's a total outlier. The amount of money that the guys...
I don't even know what the equivalent would be.
The amount of money that the guys that are basically the middle third of the league make is crazy.
Is it the most difficult job in professional sports, being an NFL quarterback?
Probably. I don't have a harder one off the top of my head. Like that's...
I would chuckle at the 3-1-10 guaranteed. I'd chuckle. I'd tell you to go pound sand.
That's fine. I'm just saying for... Again, practical guaranteed money, that puts him about where we put him in terms of ranking. It puts him right after Jordan Love. Because real quick, you took him over Lawrence, right? And you took him over Herbert. And then obviously we would take him over Deshaun.
Which was hard for me to say because I like Herbert.
Yeah, but it was close, right?
Yeah. I mean, Baker's last 2 years are...
Obviously, we would take him over Deshaun Watson.
I don't feel great with the Herbert thing because I don't.
Herbert's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Where would you Jalen Hurts real quick? Above or below Baker Mayfield?
Below.
Okay. So Hurts.
What a difference 2 years makes.
You
for me
didn't
on
love
Hurts.
Goff, right? Goff, you didn't have ahead.
I'd like Goff. I don't love.
You
Goff.
don't put him ahead of Mayfield though, right? So you've got 4 guys. I mean, we're in the like in terms of practical guaranteed money, we're in the neighborhood of where he should be.
Yeah. You said though, what if I offered you 3-1-10 all guaranteed? I'd tell you to go pound sand.
That's fine. I'm just saying, like I'd
have to give me some more on my salary.
I'd show him some data and I'd be like, we're in the neighborhood here. It's like I can probably get you to like 3-1-30, but
you're gonna pay a top 12, 13 quarterback 33 or 3-1-10.
33 and 34. I'm just saying that's if we're the per year thing is, is ether. I know that's what people care about.
Not if it's like 4 or less years. That's practical.
Okay, so
you start giving me 8, 7.
So let's call it.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for a quarterback that gets drafted to say, I'm not re-signing with you.
Sure.
Right? You can have me for 7 years.
Yeah,
you
get
can
my
tag
tags,
me twice.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'm not re-signing.
So if I get to 4 years with Baker and I say it's 4, the money would be the same at about 135. Are we having a different conversation? $135 million fully guaranteed. That puts you in the same neighborhood money per year wise. You're still a no.
Nope.
All right. That's a lot of money guaranteed.
Nope.
It's a lot of money guaranteed for somebody that's the 12th best quarterback in the league.
But he's really good.
That's fine. There's 11 guys better than him, and they all make more money than he does.
By the way, when you're pounding sand, does that mean you're making sandcastles? I don't know what that means.
All right. Well, that's the show for today. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. I
don't even know what to do with you sometimes.
Or do you prefer castles in the sand? Like my man Jimmy would say.
If you're not doing anything tonight, make sure you get out to the Hurrdat Sports Bar.
Watch some college baseball.
Watch college baseball. You can watch some soccer. You can watch all the sports.
What are we doing with that World Cup? We got Paraguay.
Not Uruguay.
Uruguay.
You've got the Hail Varsity Burger Meal on Fridays for just $12.
All eyes on that trio in the midfield.
Make sure you go check it out. We can watch all the sports over at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back on Monday with Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.